Well, good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? Absolutely beautiful Saturday morning. I'm really excited about today. I thought we would go ahead and do what we do, obviously, and that's a lot of Quantanium mining. And I thought we'll go ahead and kick it off and get started today. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and click on over to the game. How are you all this morning? I hope that you're all doing well. Let's start with the pre-flight here and see how it goes. Alright, so we'll take a look at our prospectors here. Prospector 2 is what I've been normally working with. I got the VK00 on there. I do have the Polar livery on there, and I do have just 3 Brants on there right now. So, I normally have the FLTR-XL on there, but I still am waiting to see if I get a certain issue with Quantanium mining without it on there. So, yeah, it's just one of those things I'm looking at. So we're going to start out today in the Aaron Halo.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
It's a beautiful morning, I hear. Holy mackerel, for sure. And we'll go ahead and head on over to pad 2 and get started. Beautiful cup of coffee this morning, loving it. And yeah, we're gonna jump on here and get rolling this morning. She's just a little bit choppy, I noticed this morning, which is not too bad, but it's just I noticed once or twice there a little bit of chop, and we can deal with that. Go ahead and jump right up into this guy. Now, I don't think we're going to, we're going to the Aaron Halo here this morning, first thing. So I don't think we're going to need necessarily any mining gadgets, but I'll double check that I have a couple in this ship when we get up in here, just to make sure, because at some point we will be going to Lyria. Yep, it does look like I have a few little somethings in there. Let's do this though. Let's throw another wave shift up in here, at least, just so we have a couple. And I don't think we'll need those at all for the Aaron Halo here at first. Not at all. So we're gonna set for HURL5, and we'll drop out at about 7.8. Oh, hey, I noticed that we're down a little bit. Good morning, CAG. How are you, sir? You go ahead and top off on the good stuff here before we head out of here. CAG says, salute. Wow, cabin cell signal is good enough to tune in for a bit. That's awesome, CAG. Glad to hear that you're, of course, also made it out to the cabin this weekend, because that's a beautiful thing to be doing. So, I can really appreciate that. And I know a little bit later today, I think I'll be doing some yard work around the house and looking to do some more weekendish type, holiday weekendish type things ourselves.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Stone Dog, good afternoon from the UK. Stone, how are you? Nice to see you. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate it. And yeah, salute to you, sir. So yeah, we're definitely gonna go cruising over here to to the Aaron Halo here. We're gonna drop out at about 7.8 and we'll get this party started. Looking around for something to mine. Yeah, says yard work. Yeah, we got a little bit to do for sure around the house here. There's a couple of spots in the yard I need to kind of maybe put a little topsoil down and put a little seed in. You know how it goes. Whatever my wife points at in the yard, You know, that's our deal, right? Kingcraft, good morning. How are you? And a good afternoon to you as well. Jazzy Cat, morning. How are you? Welcome aboard, everybody. Nice to see you, Kingcraft. Nice to see you, Stone Dog. Like I said, really nice to see you guys this morning for sure. All right, we're heading out here. We're going between ARC-L1 and HURL5. We're about to drop out of Quantum, and we're going to begin the party here, looking around for Q-type asteroids. And that's going to be our opener today. Is looking for some Q-types right here. Looks like a pretty decent part. The first thing we always want to do is reset ARC-L1 as our destination. Kind of pivot around on that guy and put it at our 12 o'clock position. Take the quantum drive off. The next thing is turning up the velocity meter just a little bit. You want to go a little faster than you want to pull out the mining laser, believe it or not, in this particular case. And then we're going to roll back to we're going to do an angle our scanner at about a 180, and I'm just going to go ahead and fire off an opportunity ping, and then we'll go ahead and then you focus down really close on that, and you might be able to get yourself a type that it is. And sometimes when you first kind of come out of quantum, it might take a couple to click before it actually happens. Stone Dog says, I got 3 full loads of Quant cooking, used a Lancet MH1, no mods or anything, didn't kill myself. Well, you know what? If you got 3 loads of cooking in there, then you did great, Stone Dog, because that's really what it's about. There's an E-type right there. You know, I have a few cooking myself, and, you know, it is interesting. I mean, really with the Lancet, you know, if that's really kind of almost all you need in a way. You know, depending on size and a few other variables, but you know, really the Lancet can be a pretty big, you know, help. You know, as you've probably experienced there. King Kran says, "What do you recommend for beginners to earn money fast? Bunker missions. Bunker missions are certainly an option, King. I do think that the illegal monitoring missions are pretty good too. I don't think that those are." You know, I don't think that those are a bad way to get started. I also, you know, people sleep on box missions a bit, but if you grind out that faction with box missions, you can actually get up to, you know, box missions that pay pretty well as well. So, you know, box missions aren't the funnest, but they do kind of get you acclimated. But yeah, some bunker. I think, you know, really you should. The most important thing, King, I think, is to do what you enjoy, right? I mean, like, you know, a lot of time you know, when I stream or whatever, I'm just kind of doing what I enjoy, which is I enjoy Quantanium mining. That's my favorite thing to do. So I would definitely say, King, spend some time doing a little bit of different things in the game and kind of figuring out what it is you enjoy. Because if it's combat, there are combat ways to make money, and it'll feel like less of a grind. And if it's non-combat, there are non-combat ways to make money that will feel like less of a grind, just because you're just doing what you enjoy, for sure. You know, so these aren't always going to be perfect about giving you scan results, but on the whole, they'll be pretty good. So we'll keep moving in. Young Smooth says, do bunkers with a friend as a beginner. Will likely shoot a security guard to get killed by Nine Tails. It's a little easier with the partner. I agree with that. So basically what Young is saying is, if you're going to do bunker missions, make sure you do them like with somebody else. I think that's a great idea. It definitely is very helpful. It's an E-type right there. You know, of course, if you have any kind of a down state, you can help each other. There's so much more. When it comes to doing combat stuff, it is way better to do it with a friend, for sure. Bunker missions in particular. King Crash says, thank you, sir. I will try it out once I get an SSD and upgrade my RAM. Yeah, that, you know, playing, those are two things that I'm glad that you kind of have caught up on. It sounds like you've been doing your homework. Definitely having it installed on an SSD is super important. And then, of course, yeah, I mean, if you're hopefully going to be going up to 32 gig of RAM if you can swing it. But even then, I mean, the jump from obviously from 8 to 16 is huge, but it's also a big jump from that 16 to 32 as well. It's a noticeable difference. Feefers, good morning. How are you doing? Feefer says good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? Stone Dog says, our bunker missions. Bunker missions, those ones where you killed 10 NPCs for 15k at start, did a few of those. Till they got 50k to rent a Drake plus a rock. Yeah, it's those types of missions for sure. There's also the illegal monitoring missions, which is more of a space combat one. I think that those are pretty good money fairly early on. That's an M-type over there. We'll keep on looking here. Beautiful. P-type. Got to give it a few pings, you know, to give it an opportunity to give you your results. Usually it will be pretty quickly if it's going to. If it doesn't give you any results, don't fly towards it. You know, more than likely it's going to be an unscannable rock. That's been my experience. That's an M-type over there. So all we're doing is keeping ARC-L1 at our 12 o'clock position. We're starting out with a 180 ping. We're just sailing along. After we do the 180 pings, we focus our angle down to 2 degrees, get things within 12.2, and kind of hit them again with the ping, and then try and ascertain what type it is, which is information that's displayed, you know, on the scan results. This is a P type right there, so that, as you can see. And you know, and doing this here, you know, like you can find the Q types, which is those are the type we're looking for. Those are the Quantanium types, and an important. Important to be able to see them at a distance like that, because then you can absolutely just go to those and not necessarily spin your wheels, go in a lot of different other directions. There's an E-type there, so we'll keep moving. Kind of checked all of our opportunities, you know, in that little bit of time. So yeah. This is us, and normally you know, it's been kind of hot lately. You know, quite honestly, you know, doing it this way. There's an M-type. Just kind of roll this guy back. Stone Dog says, "How did I get yellow indicators on the UI?" Excellent question, Stone. I do have a video called "Yellow Icons" that does speak to it, but basically it's the Aerial Gray Cat armor set, specifically the helmet, the Aerial Gray Cat helmet. And if you happen to buy one of those, you do have to put it on and then log out of the game and then log back in before the icons will turn yellow. There's our first Q types of the morning. We'll head right over and check those out. So yeah, that's how you get the yellow indicators. It's the Aerial Gray Cat. And you know, you put the helmet on, log out of the game, log back in, and you'll have yellow icons. And the video, like I said, I do have a video called Yellow Icons specifically that actually will talk you through like where you can buy that stuff as well. So, not sure how many rocks this is here. Looking kind of, oh, it looks like it's going to be a couple, so that's good. We'll get in here. You notice I'm not flying right at them, you know, and of course they're approaching here on the. No problem, Stone. Happy to help, sir. And so we're cruising in on them. Now you got to be within a certain distance before you get results there. This is not going to be a great rock. Young Smooth says, I did bunker solo, but I would wait for security to kill most of them, sometimes all of the enemy. Hurston security seem far more capable than Microtext in my experience. Dark Side, good morning. So yeah, that Young is, you know, Young Smooth is onto something. There's nothing wrong with letting the NPCs do as much of the work as they can for you in there. You know, and obviously that also lessens the amount of time that, you know, I will say until you kind of get comfortable with whatever, you know, with not necessarily shooting allies or whatever. It also can be a good thing to just have less bodies in there in general, you know. All right, so we got one that's not chatting back right there. That's no big deal. We'll keep on. What about this one here? That is an E-type. Okay. We're going to keep. So, yeah, Darkside, how are you today? Nice to see you, sir, for sure. That's awesome. And we are just kind of cruising around here looking at our opportunity markers. We did hit it, you know, found a Q type. That's a P type there. That's an M type. That's a P type. I think that I've been by this guy already. I think this is an E type, right? Yep, an E type. Alright, let's take a look at some of these. Down this way. Alright, we'll kind of get down here and look at this one. So yeah, we're just out here doing a little bit of air and halo mining to get this party started today. Not getting the scan result here that I was thinking I was going. Kind of interesting. Alright, that's probably not anything we're looking for. There's an E-type. Alright, we'll kind of go back to our 180 scan as soon as these reset. I did a 360 ping there and got them all around, but you really do want a 180 scan. I mean, it kind of keeps more of a cone in front of you. I think it's a little bit, you're not kind of, definitely not spending as much time retreading ground that you've already been on. There's a P-type. There's an M-type. We're just cruising along here, looking for Q-types. There's a Q-type right there. All right, so once you hit a Q-type, it's good to kind of roll back to 90 and just kind of keep popping it out in front of you, so it stays on your radar. Pyro says, afternoon 72. How's the mining going? Well, we're just out here in the air and halo. We just found our second Quantanium type cluster, or type, you know, and we're headed in to take a look at it, Pyro. So we'll know here in a second if it's, you know, but we're still out here looking. And Drizzen says, how's the first morning run going? We're just out here on the first morning run. That's exactly right. Young Smooth says, space finally grinded up to my first prospector last night. Coming from the rented arbor and Lancet makes it seem so crazy easy. Young Smooth, you have earned your stripes. That is such a smart thing to do, because now you have crazy perspective, right? Super important perspective on how difficult or not difficult things are. The arbor will make you work for it in a lot of cases. I'm so proud that you did that grind. It's so much healthier for you to do that grind, I think, instead of sometimes just cutting to the chase. It's going to ultimately pay you huge dividends. You're going to be a much better miner in the long run. And so that's really cool that you did it. Here's another set of Q-type over this way. We'll go check this one out. Yeah, that's awesome. You know, it's one of those things that I really enjoyed. Like, you know, when I first started, I kind of hand mined. Now, that was back when the backpacks were persistent. So, it's, you know, I wasn't just doing it because, I mean, you could actually put Hadnite in your backpack, and if you 30K'd, you'd still have the money. So I definitely hand mined until I could ROC mine, and then I ROC mined until I could, you know, purchase the Prospector, and then I Prospector mined until I could purchase the Mole. And that's kind of the cool thing. One of the cool things about actually mining is you can do that progression. You know, in your case, you did something that I probably would do now. You know, like in the old days, the rented Prospector, I didn't think about it as much, but the rented Prospector nowadays is very profitable. You can make a few $100,000 a day, and I bet you, Young, you probably had a couple of pretty good days with it. All right, what do we have here? Now, we're not flying right at this guy, right? It is a Q type. We haven't gotten scan results. Tina Peterson says, 07K, salute to the captains. Chris Bates, hey Chris, how are you, man? What up, my peeps? Chris says, yeah, this is going to be a 2%er, not a great rock. So we'll kind of keep moving in this direction and put that one behind us and keep on doing what we're doing. Nice to see you, Chris, for sure. That's awesome. Happy Saturday, everybody. M-type. And that's an E-type. What is this guy down here? that's a Q-type. Alright, let's just go down there and take a look. It's probably not going to be a great rock. With that kind of, alright, just keep on moving. We got an early glimpse on that guy and realized it wasn't going to be a great choice, so. We'll keep moving. Ah, Rodrigo Rogue. Nice to see you, Rodrigo. What game is this? Is there PvP? Yes, this game is called Star Citizen, and there's lots of PvP in it. There certainly can be. Now, I'm out here in a pretty remote location in space where probably there's not going to be a lot of PvP on this stream today. Hopefully, or I'm not doing my job right. But yeah, there's really good PvP in Star Citizen, I think. All right. Still looking around for that bit of Quantanium that will give us that first one to put in the hopper there. All right. There's a Q-type out of distance. It looks like not a great one. Let's go ahead and definitely ping again. Tina Peterson says, sure did. When I took the free Connie to Hurston to sell the goods and seen 2.4 million in my account, I had a strange sense of accomplishment. No, that's nothing strange about that sense of accomplishment. That's putting in the hard work. That's what you really have to do in mining. Is there's no substitution for just grinding it out. I mean, just kind of and hopefully you enjoy it, right? That's the most important thing at the end of the day. You really want to enjoy what you're doing. And I mean, I'm a big advocate of that. I think if you're not enjoying what you're doing, you're just kind of just trying to earn the most or whatever, you will burn out eventually. But I mean, fortunately, Quantanium mining is quite lucrative. But I probably would do this a lot even if it wasn't, because I really just enjoy doing it. Ah, there's another Q-type over this way. Oh, I'm heading in the right direction. Chris Bay says it's an open universe. You can do whatever you want with what the game provides. It's a big sandbox. Chris is absolutely right about that. King Crash says also mining is better than trading in terms of money per hour. King, there are certainly moments when trading has its trading can be quite profitable, but it's not quite there where it should be yet. It's one of those things where it needs a little bit more work, but the cargo refact. I mean, obviously, trading would be, for most of us, I think would be ideal. Of course, there are different types of trade. There's trading. One thing they don't have is where you can actually. Most of the time, you have to pre-buy into the goods, right? So, like, let's say you want to buy something and it costs one. It's coming out of your wallet for it, right? And then if for some reason you crash or take it someplace, you are assuming the risk, and that's okay. I think that's great. I am looking forward to the types of missions where like you just kind of earn faction with like a company, and they have you kind of haul their cargo for them. And I think so. You just maybe supply the ship. You're not necessarily on the hook for purchasing the goods as much. And then you just will earn better and better reputation if you do a good job. I'm looking forward to that stuff for sure. Young says, King, I enjoy mining far more. I don't have an issue finding a decent rock. And for the most part, if you kind of know the scanning mechanics, you do really well. I mean, ooh, that's a Q-type up there too. I think is what I was saying. Alright, there's a Q-type there. For sure. Yeah, no problem, King. Happy to help, for sure. And any other questions you have, please feel free to ask, honestly. Anybody who has questions about Star Citizen, please feel free to ask. That's why we do the channel here, is just to have a little fun, do a little mining, answer your questions. That's the whole gambit of what today's about. Love answering your questions. All right, there's an M-type for sure. M-type cluster, actually. There's another M-type. Not getting a reading there. No problem. What about this guy here? Another M-type. Let's kind of keep on our... We want to keep on our ARC-L1 here. All right. Change the scan angle back to 180 and keep on a fight. Now, you know, quite honestly, which is still not that big of a deal. This is the longest it's gone for me in a little while finding you know, it's been fairly quick out here. And I'm not, you know, in any way worried about it, but I mean, it's definitely been really, really good in the Halo lately. E-type, try not to crash, right? Yeah, that's exactly right, Chris. Definitely try not to crash. All right, we'll keep on boogieing here. Got some more opportunities over this way. That's an M-type. Got this guy out here. You got to get within 12.3. 12.2 in order to get those results. Oh, that looks like it's a Q-type right over there. So it still looks like a single rock will fly over towards it. These were not those. Those were E-types. But it was just under here. We'll kind of peel back to a 90 and keep the, you know, keep it out in front of us there. Just avoid that big rock right there. Yeah, no crashing tonight, that's for sure. Young Smooth says, can you try to find Space's older videos of scanning mechanics? This channel helped me tremendously. Thank you, Young, for sure. And once you get the hang of it, literally just, yeah, I mean, it's not difficult right now, you guys, for sure. That's interesting that this is saying, that's a Q-type. And that's a P-type. Oh, interesting. They're kind of close to each other. I mean, they're not that close to each other, I guess. This one's going to be actually, oh, it's not going to be a great rock either. This is probably going to be like a 2%er or something like that. So we'll keep grooving and moving. Alrighty, awesome. Ping out, and hey, there's some opportunities right there, big time. That one is definitely not giving us any scan results back. This one looks like it's kind of doing the same here, not necessarily giving us scan results back. There's a P-type. When they don't want to give scan results back, it's, you know, like I said, most of the time they're unscannable rocks, so you don't want to be spending a lot of time kind of going after them anyways. Alright, here we are at 12 point, there's an M-type. Here we are at 12 point here. There's a P-type. Here we are at 5. And there's one over at 12. That's an M-type. That's an M-type. Yeah, we'll just kind of keep on it. King Craft says, yes, sir, I will look into that. Doing my research, learning this game until, yeah, you're doing a really, Kingcraft, that's a really smart thing to do. And you know, honestly, if you have any questions about Star Citizen, make sure you do like and subscribe. You can certainly come back anytime, ask any questions you want. I always do my best to read all the questions as much as I can, and try and get them, you know, try and help get you some answers on them. And if I can't answer them, normally people, you know, who are on the chat can help. So yeah, I'm really happy for you that you're doing here's a Quantanium cluster, you guys. Let's approach that. That's awesome. So kind of, you know, what you're really looking for out here is this here. But yeah, please do. I mean, you know, like and sub and hit the notification bell. And anytime we go live, then you do have the opportunity to come, you know, just ask whatever questions you have. All right, there they are right out in front of me. And I approach kind of slow, you know. I definitely don't want to accidentally run into them. There's going to be a couple of them here at least. Oh, this is actually a fairly good-sized cluster, you guys. This is a really nice cluster. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to find something to mine, but this is, you know, right off the bat, I can see there's a good one. So, yeah, let's take a look at these. Already liked and subbed. Thank you very much, King. I appreciate that, you know. You know, all the likes that you guys, you know, it really makes a big difference for the channel. It brings other people to the channel, and it's great. So I really do appreciate those likes out there for sure. Well, let's go in and get right off the bat. The first one we looked at had decent numbers. It looks like this is going to be a 49 at 35. So that's a mineable rock right there. I mean, unless we find something better. This might be better actually. That's a nope. There's a 46 at 31. All right, that's a nice couple of rocks to begin with. This has got stuff in it. That's a 21%er. We might be getting. This is probably going to have a what, maybe 13, 14. Oh, 26%er. I don't know that I've ever seen a cluster like this before. Where the first 4 rocks I scanned were pretty high percentages. Wow, this is a super cluster. Young Smooth, that is very kind of you, Young. That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. I promise you that will go into an excellent bit of coffee. It's so kind of you to do that. This is a fantastic cluster, you guys. What's this one going to be? A 13%er. Yeah, this is I don't know. This is a nice cluster. 4931 at 35%. That's a really nice rock. Then you have this 26%er. Then you have this 26%er. Then you have this 21%er. And then, you know, then there's, you know, some other, there's another 21%er. And then this guy here's a 13%er. This is a nice cluster. I mean, this is a wonderful cluster. Yeah, Smooth, I can't thank you enough. It's super kind that you would do that. I really do appreciate it. Honestly, you know, there's a couple of things that I'm going to invest in the channel. One of them is going to be 4K, and that's going to become a little later this year. And then, you know, just continuing on trying to put out better and better products. So that's really cool. I do appreciate it. A herd of ponies. Yeah, this is an absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to pivot this way, I think, on this. This is the one I'm going to mine. This 4931. Tina Peterson. Are you kidding me? Tina Peterson. How dare you, Tina? That is... Come on, you guys. That's very kind of you. All my stars in heaven. You know, and, you know, certainly no expectations on things like that. So that's very, very kind of you. Look forward to it. Thank you for the content. Thank you very much, Young, for sure. That's awesome. You guys, it's just awesome. So, okay, so let's get out QuantCalc. Now, we could be going crazy kind of with QuantCalc on this whole cluster. I mean, this is a heck of a cluster. I'm hoping this guy here, this 4931 at 35.8% is over 32 SCU. We'll have to see. I'm just putting it in QuantCalc now. It's 35 SCU. So if this guy breaks really clean, oh, Tina, she's like, yeah. Well, it's just like, you know, if I definitely, if it doesn't break it clean enough here, I can break a second rock, and I'll definitely have a uni. I hope that I don't have to. I hope that this guy breaks clean enough. Oh, there's a little bit of lag right there, you guys. And it's like, hey, and then it just kind of jumped up. So that's wonderful. You know, I really do appreciate it. We're gonna with this kind of a cluster, we're definitely gonna get a uni here. Feudal Gotcha, hello to you, Feudal. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel, Feudal, for sure. And team, thank you for that. And you know, I mean, certainly, Tina, if you wanted to, you know, you're always welcome to jump in a Prospector and head out here. There's more unis to be had on this cluster for sure. That is awesome. Drac says break them all and let the devs sort them out. Fair enough, Drac. Nice to see you, Drac, this morning. How are you, sir? You, hopefully they got all of your meds squared away and you're doing groovy. Chris gives a feudal a salute. That is awesome. And I'm gonna hit it a little, just a touch. This is a 4931 mass. We'll break this rock, no problem. We'll take a minute. Sometimes there just can be a touch grumpy to build energy into, but we got this. Drexus was going to say break more than you can haul as an excuse to call in friends. That's exactly right. So, for sure, if anybody, it's one of those things, man. There's a lot of nice rocks out here. I bet you there's a couple of hundred SEO Quantanium, maybe at least 150 SEO Quantanium in this cluster. So, really nice. Obviously, like I said, I hope this one breaks clean enough so I don't have to break more than one rock. But if for some reason it doesn't, I'll be able to kind of, count the SCU, and we'll just see, if it's going to break, clean enough in order to do it. The rock needs coffee. It does. It needs to wake up. Speaking of coffee, I'm going to get a sip. Feudal Gotcha says, I have an SC issue. Was in the verse last night doing merc jobs and a few box missions and did not get paid for them. It came up saying it did not, but my AUC did not go up. I had heard that they had patched an issue with payouts and that type of thing. And so I wonder if maybe... Yeah, that's hard to say. Yeah, and obviously you notice that your AUC is not going up. I would say try another box mission today and just and watch it really closely, and see if it doesn't work itself out. Sometimes just jumping onto a different server fixes that, Feudal, for sure. Darkside says clusters. Hold on just a second. Like this, I really enjoy solo mole mining. Yes, this would have been an excellent solo mole mining. Now I know that the mole's not necessarily working right now, but yeah, this would have been perfection for solo mole mining. Cruising back here. That's a 15%er. We'll go ahead and see how the rest of this broke. Well, this isn't going to be clean. That's 85. This should have nothing. And this is going to be 89. So it did not break very clean. And then, what about this guy over here? A 72%er. So yeah, it's probably going to be in my best interest to break one more rock down just to be careful. So let's look and see. There was a bunch of them around. That's a 15. Oh yeah, that's that 15%er. Let's see which one. Oh, there's a 29%er, really? Yeah, all right, we'll go up and break that 29%. I think that was the second highest there was, for sure. All right, well, let's break some of these down, then we'll swing up there and break that guy down as well. I'm glad I got lots of brands on board. Well, that escalated quickly. We'll just kind of let that decay down and deal with it. Oh, it's only a 334 mass. That's why. That's a real small piece. So no problem. We got that right under control. We're hanging at about 4%. We're going to get this guy busted down. All right. She fell back. A touch. Young Stu says that feud, it's best to log out and back in having those kind of issues. I don't disagree with that. definitely trying a different server is the first thing I would do, for sure. If I had an issue like that. Get this guy busted down, too. Did someone say Brant? Yeah, I got him. I got him in spades. That's for sure.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical.
Alright. A little touchy there, but no big deal. Alright. Little 1.54 instability is not unmanageable though, for sure. Alrighty, cool. That one doesn't have anything in it. This one does. She's out there a little ways, so we'll take our time. Darkside says, mining in the mole currently a problem buggy? Yeah, it's actually not working at all. The extraction laser is not working on the mole, as far as I know. It's in the issue console right now, Dark. And so it's one of those things. Yeah, it's a bummer. I know a lot of the solar mole miners who come to the channel are, in prospectors. This, kind of getting their feet in the prospector again. So, it's just one of those things. I know that's something that they're definitely going to want to get fixed as soon as possible. I mean, not being able to use the mole is good. Infinite Reach Ministries. How's Turkey today, sir? How are you? Shirts, pants, shorts. Yeah, we got it all. Flip-flops. We got space flip-flops over here, too. So that's awesome. It's nice to see you, Infinite. Osser, hey, Osser, how are you? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Nice to see you. Drax giving everybody a salute. Tina says, hey, Infinite. No, we found a really nice cluster out here. One that's got lots of Quantanium in it. It's a 1209 mass here at 65%. So this rock didn't break clean, although there's a lot of Quantanium in it. So, and it may break clean when it becomes purples as well. Ooh, 30 Celsius and getting warmer. That does sound fairly warm. It's supposed to be, and obviously here in the States we use the Fahrenheit. It's supposed to be 90 degrees Fahrenheit here on Monday, which is, normally we don't have temps like that up in this neck of the woods, but so probably not quite as warm as maybe you're having it, but anyways, we also have space socks, but that sounds space socks. Yeah, that does sound wrong. Yeah, that is funny. What? You know what the space socks are used for. Alright, so let's kind of take a look up here. Alright, so here's going to be the second rock we're going to sneak over and look at. And we can at least see the ones behind us that are there. And let's just we'll roll this guy over like this, just a touch. And come over here. And to really give ourselves a nice, nice angle. And then, of course, the other thing is it puts the UI in the dark, which is kind of really what we're trying to do here. So we broke up a 35%er. Now we're going to break up this 30%er. And, that way, if we're really discerning with the laser, we'll guarantee that we'll get a unicorn here, which is, kind of what we want. I mean, when we come out here to mine, it's the unicorn. Now, that 35%er had enough SU in it, but it did not break up very clean. It broke up, so. Anyways, yeah, we got shorts, we got t-shirts. That's so funny. Ooh, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, it is warm for sure. And Infinite said it's getting warmer too. Drax says every ship needs an OG spill-proof litter box for those sweat-pouring chunk space kittens. Yeah. It's funny. My 11-year-old plays Sea of Thieves, and he loves that game. And he has a kitten that's kind of a cosmetic item that sits on the ship as he's sailing around, and it helps him pirate things. It always makes me laugh. Alright, so we'll get this guy broke up, and then we'll be fairly discerning on the lasers between these two, and we'll see how it goes. So I brought it, kind of bringing it down a little bit. 1.63 instability over this mass should be fairly okay to deal with. It shouldn't be necessarily be too crazy. Looks like it might fall out there a touch. We'll see if we lose it all. Most of it. It's okay. I would rather flirt with the bottom of the optimal than kind of get up into the overcharge over and over again if you can avoid it. So falling out just means you just have to be a little more patient, which is no big deal. Right back up we go. It's awesome. Right at the end there, so it did try to jump up kind of right at the end, but it was too late. It didn't matter. Now this is a good sign. This is probably going to be 100% or a 65. Okay, so yeah, it looked like it would be fairly good. What about this guy? So another 38%. So this one didn't break up super clean either. Yeah, Infinite says really interested with what Drake has in store. Yes, that's a good. It's a very good question, Infinite, for sure. Very good question. A mule? Yes, I definitely a mule. I wonder how far they've come along on the Corsair, too. I mean, that thing's been on my mind a little bit this weekend, I'll be honest with you. Alright, so it looks like we're going to break down these three. And then we're going to have to pick over these three in order to... So... Grab all the hundos we can over here. And then we'll grab all the hundos we can over there and see if we can put enough together to get a uni here. Atomic, welcome to the channel, Atomic. Atomic says, hey, I just heard about this game, Star Citizen. I was thinking about playing it, was just watching vids about how this game, and I saw your stream. Is this game fun? I've been playing it about 1.5 years, Atomic, and I love this game. Now, if you're expecting to come into a super polished experience, it's not that, okay? It definitely, it has fantastic graphics. It's super audacious. It's an incredibly, it's got incredibly cool things to be able to do in it. But it's definitely got its own little quirks about it. It's so you definitely, there's nowhere near a AAA title. It's still in alpha. But I've been playing about 1.5 years. I absolutely adore this game. And I think it's worth it. And if you are thinking about playing, I will tell you, there's a link in the description. There's a star code in there. It's like star code. And in there, if you put that in, you'll get 5,000 extra starting cash. Now, you don't have to use my code. You can use anybody's code. But make sure you do use a code when you sign up, Atomic. You'll get yourself an extra 5,000 space bucks. And you'll help them out as well. So... if you have any questions about the game, though, please do ask. And if you're asking if it's fun, what I can tell you is I've gamed since the 80s. Elite in 1988 was my favorite game. I played all the Wing Commanders. I played, Elite Dangerous. I mean, I played a ton of, all sorts of, Star Wars Galaxies. This game is a good game. It's going to be a great game. It's going to take some time, but it's a great game. Chris Bay says, lots of future potential. That's exactly right. Chris is nailing it. Murlor says, you're thinking about playing this game at the very nice week. Yeah, it is the free flight week, too. Yeah, that's right. Atomic, it is free. That's a very good point, Murlor, because it is free fly event, so you could come in here, download it, and fly around for free and see if it's your cup of tea. That's a very good point, I went to fire a brand down there, you guys, and I realized I didn't have one. It had fallen off the Alt 3. I think I had ran out of there. Citizen Ryan says your energy is amazing. Citizen Ryan, thank you very much. It's so kind of you. And welcome, Atomic. Absolutely welcome, Atomic, for sure. Welcome to even thinking about playing the game of Star Citizen. We'd love to have you on board. Alright, so I think we got this guy broken down pretty good. So here's what we're going to do, right? We're going to scoop all the 100%ers we can here, and then we're going to go over to that other pile and try and find some 100%ers. So hopefully there are some. Oh, there are some, look. So yeah, hopefully we'll find a few hundos over in this pile over here. That's a good sign. That doesn't have anything in it. Hey, Sambone says, yeah, Atomic, I tell people that even as buggy as Star Citizen's easily... Yeah, it's so fun. The game is so fun, especially if you find a cool org to fly with. And you know, but you don't have to. I mean, just come and enjoy the game. I mean, I am a huge... you know, please do. Come and enjoy the game. For sure. Oh, you guys, this is just fantastic. That's another, you know, hopefully we'll get a few more hundos here. That's a 22%er. We're not going to monkey with that. That guy back there's only an 8%er. Looking for another hundo here. And here's a big old hundo. Nice 4 SEU. Quadsar says, let's get some likes on the stream, eh? You know what? Quadsar anchormaned me. You know, a lot of times I look over and I just kind of read what you guys say, and I so appreciate that. Sometimes it's, you know, that you guys got me to ask for likes and subs and, you know, click the notification bells and that type of stuff. Please do, you guys, if you like mining content. You know, that's, you know, a lot of what I do in Star Citizen's mining content. Now, you know, there's other things too. We've got the podcast started. We're going to be starting to do that. Pineapple, welcome to the channel, Pineapple. Drax says, you know you've had enough coffee when you can thread a needle sewing machine while it's running. That's true, man. Pineapple says, hi again. Nice to see you, Pineapple. Infinite Reach says, if anyone needs to contact the Celestial Turks, we are Turkish orgs playing Star Citizen. I'm an ambassador for the org and always happy to other orgs to ally with and form diplomatic relations. That is a fantastic thing. And Infinite has always come in and been very respectful in the channel. And you know, I suggest if anybody has an org out there and they want to you know, form an alliance or looking for something, you know, on that side of the pond, definitely look up Infinite for sure. Luis Diaz, Luis, how are you? I just started Star Citizen and I love it. Although I want base building so bad. We all do. We all want base building so bad. I promise you that. You're not in you're in good company here, Luis, for sure. I mean, we're all into that part of the things. Citizen Rice has agreed. I think base building could maybe happen in 23, maybe 20. Oh my gosh, base building, you guys. How fun will that be? All right, we're looking for some more hundos over here. Looks like I picked the wrong side of Dodge to start looking. So we're looking for more hundos over here. Yay, there's one. And there are some, you know, I mean, we definitely should be able to, you know, hopefully, I mean, we'll cross our fingers here and be able to pull a uni here. We broke up 2 rocks in order to do it. That's a 31%er. We're not going to go after that guy. Base building, I know, you guys. Base building's going to be so much fun. Murlorg says Connie Andy is a nice in-betweener if you want to do more than just cargo haul. I mean, yes, the Andromeda is a very versatile ship. It's a great gun ship. It's an excellent little cargo hauler at 96 SCU. I mean, it's not like it's, you know, that's not a terrible amount of SCU to haul. And it's also well protected. That's a very, very mean ship to kind of fly against. Duke says, I'm waiting for the Orion to come out. I'm super excited. Oh my gosh, Duke. That is speaking my language as well. I adore the thought of the Orion. All right, we're at 31.4, you guys. We're definitely looking for one more hundo here, and then we're going to be good. So that's not going to do it for us right there. Let's see if we can just find one more hundo. I don't think that these were it down here. I was wrong. Bingo, full 32 SCU of Quantanium. I'm going to go ahead and look behind me. That looks okay. So I'm going to back away. I'm going to pull out the mine, drop the mining laser. I am going to go ahead and then, spool up the quantum drive, kind of pivot towards. We are going to kind of get into a groove here. We're spinning up towards RKL1. We're going to start moving in that direction, and we are going to pop it. Boom. There we go. We're on our way. So back. Yeah, dude, I could agree. Oh, the Pioneer, the Orion, all that stuff. It's going to be so much fun, you guys. Base building. I'm really looking forward to even the Vulcan. I was thinking about the Vulcan, that little repair, refuel, rearm ship. That's going to be so much fun. Nate, good morning, Nate. He says, good morning, Mr. Shorts. Hope all is well and the coffee is fresh. The coffee's fantastic, Nate. We've also had a couple of wonderful donations to help me buy some better coffee, so I'm really happy about that. Pineapple says the Taurus can do much the same. Pineapple, if across the board, the Taurus is my favorite refined cargo hauler right now. I love the Taurus. It's the 174 SCU. It has a lot of the same benefits as the Andromeda. It's just, it hauls a little more. So that's my favorite Quantanium hauler right now is the Connie Taurus. Doe, yeah, says, good morning. Doe, nice to see you this morning. Young Smooth says, I like the Andromeda. I got interdicted. The guy seen Connie got out of the... Yes. Connies are not easy pickings. Taurus and the Andromeda, but with more cargo space. I agree with that. I mean, obviously the Taurus doesn't have the snub, but it does have a lot of the firepower. Roball TV says, Pineapple, yeah, very similar as a gunboat, but much more lacking as a missile boat. Fair enough. Ouster J says, especially since the Vulcan uses drones to do its work. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Pineapple says, okay, so I can do both hauling Quant and ERTs? Yes, you absolutely, Pineapple, with an Andromeda, you could do Quant hauling and ERTs. You could also really get away with those in a Taurus as well. I mean, quite honestly. Pineapple says, excellent, thanks. Young Smooth says to Tina, nice, I'll have to check out the Taurus. The Taurus is awesome, you guys. Love that ship. The 174 SCU plus the firepower. Luis says, is it worth buying the Prospector with real money so you have it permanently? I'll tell you what, Luis. I don't tell people this lightly. If I could only buy with real dollars one ship in Star Citizen, for me, it would be the Prospector, hands down. It prints money in this game. Once you kind of get the feel for how it works, it absolutely prints money. I make millions a week. And that millions a week allows me to hey, I mean, if I'm sitting here, I'm in 18 million, and I just bought a Hoplite and an Ursa the other day, so it's just like, yes, I mean, I don't like to tell people how to spend their money, as you can imagine, Luis, but I do think if somebody's asking me, as far as bang for your buck, I do not think pound for pound you can go wrong with the Prospector, because it is such a good money-making ship inside the real game. So it allows you to buy to not necessarily spend money on the other ships, because you can just earn them in a week or two, and sometimes a day or two, depending on if it's a light fighter. Darkside says, waited so long to buy the Raft in game. Oh, I love the Raft. The Raft is a cool ship. It's really going to be interesting to see, Dark, how and that's Buggy with the elevator. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. It is really going to be interesting to see, with the Hull A and the Raft, though, how the external cargo, how much faster it's going to be than internal cargo. Because if it's not, then that's, but if it is, then that could make a huge difference with those ships for sure. Murlork says, sounds like a song titled Buggy with the elevator. Yeah, getting buggy with it for sure. Elevators have killed me more than anything in the last couple of weeks in Star Citizen.
Thank you. And please visit again.
Tina says, but a Prospector, and it can earn any ship you want in the short span of time. I agree with that. Really, I don't recommend how people spend their money, but I would say for sure there's nothing wrong with real dollar purchase of a Prospector if your plan is the Quantanium mine and just make money with it like crazy. And it opens up the rest of the game for you inside it. So, Robot says, what's your favorite bad decision ship purchase? My favorite bad decision ship purchase. Let's see. Probably the and obviously I'm going to say it's an in-game purchase because it is. The what's the turtle? It's the Anvil Terrapin. I want that ship to have scanning mechanics so bad, so I always buy that thing. It's like, I just love that thing. It really doesn't serve a tremendous purpose right now in the game. But I always do buy the thing. So, you know, I hope that answers your question, Robal. I haven't really bought ships that I have regretted. I've kind of done all my research on those with real dollars. You know, I'm pretty happy with everything I've purchased in real dollars. Just heard first alarm, and that doesn't surprise me. We had to pick over 2 different piles, and we're now just about to put a toucher down on the pad here. So we're in excellent shape here with this first uni of the day. And yeah, that's awesome. So touchdown here. We'll do a post flight. Get that stuff squared away. I like to kill my engines and back away, and we'll go down. And yeah, the Terrapin would probably be, you know, my favorite there. So beautiful. Oh boy. Robal TV says, yeah, I think we all want the Terrapin to reach its potential. Harold, too. Yes, I 100% agree. You know, I mean, you know, Terrapin is the one chip I always buy that I'm like, I don't really need this thing, but I love the thing. I do. I really like the thing so much. I imagine myself flying around tagging rocks, you know, and then just being like, hey, guys, here's 100 rocks that I've tagged. Like I'm selling the 100 pack of mineable node locations, yeah, or whatever. So, you know, that's how honestly I would love to make my living in Star Citizen, would be just like a prospector, so to speak. Murlorg says, I have heard there's coffee on the 300i series, so I bought one in game. Turns out it's a 315 1i 325, so a little 800k mistake. You know, there's also when you buy them in the. I don't know if you know this, Murlorg, but if you buy them off of Robert Space Industries, there's this customized stuff you can do with them. I actually bought a 615p that way one time with coffee. I think I ended up eventually kind of melting that for the Connie Taurus when it was $150. But I think, yeah, I had the 315p at one point, which I will have again. I love that ship. Especially when, you know, hey, when tractor beams come out, that's going to be awesome. Doe says, what hurts is losing all the ships in a wipe. It does, but it's also, you know, it's just put your foot on the gas and go after it again. I definitely own the Prospector, so I just go right back after it again, and just start grinding, you know, just start putting in the time, making the millions, and rebuying your fleet. Mass says, good morning, everybody, with a salute. Mass, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Good to see you. Oster says, probably the best in-game purchase I can recommend is a Pisces. The little ship can do so much, and it's cheap. I 100% agree with what Oster's saying there. I love my Pisces. Those little ships are so versatile. There are many times I just take that ship if I need to kind of shuttle from one place to another. It's a very short claim time. It's got 2 jump seats in it. You can definitely do little box mission. It's a fun ship. I can pull off some amazing landings in that thing too. Darkside says, must be me, but I enjoy the Star. No, nothing wrong with the MSR. The MSR is a fantastic ship. Robal TV says, wipes are painful, but also refreshing. I love having a clean inventory. I can appreciate that. You know, I'm not somebody who advocates for wipes at all, but I'm somebody who, you know, I would definitely at least say to you guys, I expect a wipe in 3.18. I know that's not going to come for a while, but, you know, I would not spend weeks and weeks and weeks super hard grinding unless you really, really, really want that ship right now. Because, you know, there's going to be a wipe probably come November for sure.
Good to have you back.
Mastodon says, I'm in your state. Oh, that's right. I forgot. You are in the south part of my state. That's awesome. I forgot. That's, you know, it's about 3.5, 4 hours from where I am, so. Hey, what up? Prospector set up work order? What's going on here? Let's try it over here. I did store it, right? Yeah, I stored it. Begin. Alrighty, perfect. There's our full 32 SCU. We'll throw that guy in the Dynex Solvenation. We'll get a quote to 1 day, 18 hours. Seen that a few times. Have a few things to run in. Looks like 8 of them. But we started our day with a full unicorn run, and I'm super happy about that. Let's go ahead and go down there and let's address our thirst and hunger. Murlork says, uh-oh. Oh, Oh, I see here. Just kind of catching up with the chat. Murloc says, I only bought the C2 skin in this game. Starter was gifted me for Christmas. The rest I've earned with the Prospector and Mole. Yes, you can earn like crazy with the Prospector and the Mole. That's what I mean. It's just they just open up the rest of the game to you. I 100% agree. Macedon says, gotcha, waiting for the girls to get ready. Could be a while. Yeah, I can appreciate that. Mass, I'll tell you, my daughter's getting married in September, so I definitely, I know what's coming my way for that kind of stuff for sure. Belio says, good morning from California, gang. I left the left coast is the best coast. Hey, I mean, here in Michigan, we like to call it the Midwest Coast, Bellios, just so you know. We like the Midwest Coast out here. Murloc says, if it wasn't 8, it was 9, fair enough. Oscar says, starting to make it a tradition while I'm starting a mining session on Leary to stop by a derelict or two. That's a smart idea, and they're not far away from the sal station. So, you absolutely can make that a point to just kind of throw the more of the combat orientated stuff on and stop at the derelict and look around and see if you get something cool. I think that's a great idea. I just wanted to drop you. Okay. All right, I'll store you. You got it. No problem. What's the issue with the Mole ATM? Pineapple asks. Great question, Pineapple. Currently, it will not extract. There's an extraction bug. Now, some people have said they've gotten around it, but I don't know if anybody has consistently gotten around it. But it will not do any extractions, and that's a big problem. So we've got ourselves our hunger and our thirst kind of sorted out there. We're going to go ahead and head back out to the air in Halo one more time. And I'll do a little looking around there. Murloc says cargo doesn't work if you start slurping up Quant, then it goes to 0 SEU. Yeah, that's what's going on with it for sure. So, little elevator talk. I noticed that there's a few of you on the channel, and welcome aboard. I do ask occasionally here, if you guys don't mind, if you could like and sub and click the notification bell. That's a good thing, right? It brings new people to the channel all the time, so we can help them. And lots of new faces today we've seen, which is great. Love answering questions. If you have questions about Star Citizen, please do ask. Honestly, Young Smooth says the bag's got a hole in it. LOL. Yeah, it does. That's exactly what it is. They gotta patch the hole in the bag on the side of the mole. Murloc says that's actually really funny. The bag's got a hole in it. So let's go ahead and we'll get around the corner here. We'll do a little bit of a pre-flight. We'll double check. I know that we need to at least replace one brand. So, brand. We're really shaking things up here on the old channel. We're going brand. But you know what? That's what I like, you guys. I mean, I can't help it. I like brands and FLTR-XLs. Tina says AFK 15 minutes, no problem. Nathaniel Patrick, best advice for a new player. Nathaniel, I would say best advice for a new player would be a couple of things. Number one, I think, would be maybe do some box missions. I don't know how new you are. If you're brand new, I would recommend doing some box missions early. That will kind of get you a handle on the flight controls a little bit. I would definitely learn to land and take off in different environments, different places, that type of thing. And then also, Nathaniel, try and do as much research about what you might like to do in game. Is it more combat? Is it then FPS combat, broken down to more ground-based or bunker-based combat? Do you want to do more air-to-air or space-to-space, like, combat fighter stuff? Are you into industrial stuff, like refueling, or into, like, mining and eventually salvaging? Cargo hauling would be another thing. So trying to kind of pick a lane, and then really, Nathaniel, at that point, then it's just kind of doing what you enjoy. Because there are ways that you can kind of do each particular lane and spend a little time doing a little bit of each. I think might not be necessarily a bad idea, and kind of acclimate yourself with what you find is fun in the game. Mastodon says it's a recall issue. Darkside says, I have 2 sons also subscribe to your channel. Darkside, that's very kind. I really do appreciate that. That is awesome. Oscar says, can't wait until we see the changes, see the charges. Oh, charges left on the consumables. Oscar's exactly right about that. For sure. You know, I agree 100%. You can't see the charges. You just kind of got to guess. And it's not easy always to guess either. So, first uni was in the bag. Unicorn run. Love those unicorns. We've been kind of tearing them up lately. Back out we go. You know, foot on the gas. Just keep on mining, folks. That's kind of how we do it here. Nate says, heard that the Vulture's showing up for Drake Day. Oh, the Vulture. For sure. What's going on here? Okay. I started having kind of a weird... Yeah, the Vulture, man. You know, that doesn't surprise me at all. That's a ship that I think's in pretty good shape, and, you know, I'm excited about the Vulture. That's awesome. Mastodon says, I recommend box missions. It'll teach you how to fly and land, how to quantum and find locations on the map. Mass, I said is absolutely right and said it far more concisely than I did. Box missions are the best opener, I feel. That's what I did when I started. It does, yeah. And then Tina says, plus box missions eventually do the 45. If you grind those out, you can get the 45,000 per mission box mission, which is not bad. Not bad cheese, being a, you know, kind of a space FedEx. Pineapple says, I thought I'd already subscribed. Well, that's great, Pineapple, because now you have an opportunity to. Thank you for doing that. Will Badger, nice to see you, Will. Good morning. Merlurk says, I've been waiting to see the changes for 74 years, even though I've only played this game since December. LOL. I hear what you're saying. E-Money7472, supposed to be in 3.18. E-Money, welcome to the channel. How are you this morning? You know, definitely not a name I recognize, but love to see new faces on the channel for sure. Young Money says, box missions, work your way up, the pay gets better. I do the ones that delivers the same location. Yeah, box missions are an excellent way for new players to get started. I think there's a consensus there. I certainly think they're an excellent way to learn your takeoffs, learn your landings, fly to different places, see different places. Kind of learn in a short, like a compact situation, like what's cold, what are cold planets, what are hot planets, as you jump out and you're like, hey, I'd only have about 9 minutes to live here if I... that's how I got my wings Titan in box missions. That's exactly right. E-Money, hello. How are you? Welcome to the channel. If you have any questions about Star Citizen, please do ask. We're happy to help. All right, we're cruising along here, you guys. We're going to drop out at 7.8. Beautiful. That's exactly where we wanted to drop out. The first thing we're going to do is just reset ARC-L1 and kind of put our back to the sun here. We're going to turn off our quantum drive. I'm going to switch over to mouse and keyboard from sticks. And then I'm going to pull out the mining laser. We're going to roll this guy back to 179 degrees and fire off and see what we get. So, got some opportunity markers right off the bat. We're going to go ahead and focus our scan on those. And we're looking for Q types. That's a P type? Luis Diaz says, how many people have died from pressing F on the Avenger and getting out mid-quantum? Yeah, that could happen. That's really funny. That's an M type. Mastodon says, also, if you choose delivery missions, the same company, it will level you faster. Yes, definitely do. You know, when you work for a company, building up that faction, that's a P-type cluster up there, by the way. Working that faction is a good thing. It's a very good point, kind of, so you stick with the same company, right? You're doing the same company's missions over and over again. Alrighty, so we've got a few more opportunities up here. We'll kind of crank it in. Boom. This is an M type. All right, what do we got out here? This is a P type. And then we're flying towards this guy here. This guy we didn't get a hit on. And normally when they... Oh, no, it did finally give you... It's a P type. I normally try and give it 4 or 5, you know, at least 3. But maybe 4 or 5 sometimes pings. Just to make sure it's not kind of a server issue or it's... Because there is lag. I mean, I know it's going to come as a shock. It came as a shock in the way I said it, maybe. M-type there. You know. There is occasional lag spikes, though, and you want, like I said, you know, giving it a few pings, not just one and done, for sure, is a good idea. So once it's under 12.2, you can ping out there. That is an E-type. We'll keep rolling. Found a really nice Quantanium cluster last time we were out this way. And, you know, we broke up a couple of rocks and got ourselves a nice uni out of it. So we are out here again on the grind. 12.2 out. Did not get a response back on the ping. We'll send a few more out there. It is a cluster, but it's not one that's necessarily given me any letting me know kind of what it is. So, when that happens, there's an E-type. You just kind of keep sailing because there's a good chance that it just isn't, a scannable rock. Murlork says, if you hold F and ASW to snap to MFDs, you can also zoom in and scroll wheel. It's more precise. Maybe it accidentally highlight exit ship. Yes. There are certain, obviously the buttons inside the ship are, can be activated by hitting. Like if you zoom in with F and look at them, I mean, there's lots of different ways to do that. So under 12.2, we'll send a couple pings over there to keep it honest. Definitely not getting any ping back there. No big deal. We'll just kind of reopen up our long scan. And then kind of keep flying in. And we have a few opportunity markers to look at here. 12.2. Let's see here. That's a P-type. You gotta kind of let the ping go too. You gotta let it finish its angle. You can't pre-roll. Can't pre-focus. It's weird how that kind of works. It's interesting, for sure. All right, let's take a look here. We've got us a P-type. We're looking for Q-types here. This is an E-type. There's a P-type. There's a Q-type right there. It looks like more than one rock. So that's exactly what we're looking for. Q-type, we'll start moving in on it just to take a look at it and see what it is. Drax says, give it a chance to do the right thing. Yeah, not a bad idea. Darkside says, same here at Luis Diaz. So, confirming a little, the same thing happens. All right, we're just kind of cruising on in here. I normally, if I find a Q-type, I'll set it back to 90. And then just kind of roll in on it with some pings. That way you kind of make sure first of all, you're not centered up on it because you don't want to be. And you should start seeing the rocks at some point as you're approaching. I can see it looks like there's two of them there, which is going to give us a couple opportunities to look at and see what we got. All right, this first one here is definitely going to be a 2%er. Not a great rock. But what about this guy here? Let's take a look. 5122. Going to be interesting to see what this one turns out to be. You got to get within 275 of these guys before you'll get results usually. This turned out to be a 13%er, so that's not going to be a rock that we're going to do. Bellio says, centered up. Learn that lesson the hard way. Yes, if you center up on these, you will run into one eventually. It happens to the best of us. That's why we don't fly directly at them, because you'll just be cruising along thinking you're fine, and they'll creep up on you, and you'll just smash into them and blow yourself up, or severely damage your ship. Either way is neither one of them. It's always funny, but it's never fun, per se. It's every time it's funny when you run into something, you're like, oh boy, wasn't smart. Darkside says, I'm really enjoying the Hull A. I am very interested in the external cargo stuff. I mean, I would, that's a Q-type and it looks like it's a few rocks. So let's go take a look at these. Awesome. I can see, the Hull A, first of all, I really did like the Argo Raft as well. They're starting to nail ships in a really good way. Pineapple says, what would you say the limit is a Prospector, Surge, and a Stampede? Probably around 6,800. 7,800. I don't know that. Once you start getting them up around 8,000, they fall out of the green so fast. You literally have to charge into the red and perfectly let it decay out. So yeah, when you start getting up around 7,500, 7,700, that starts to be kind of the shelf of that, right? At least in my opinion. Okay, they're just right over here. I must not be flying very fast. Let's check that. I'm not. Okay, I'm not flying as fast as I would like to fly. So that's why I'm noticing that a little bit, which is no big deal. It's just sped back up. Rock size, haha. Or Bellio says, haha. Yeah, no, I hope that answered the rock size question, Pineapple. I think around you know, 7,700 or so, starting to be kind of where it starts getting a lot less comfortable trying to hold it in the green. Drax says, which means I have hope of going boom. Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. All right, we're flying in here. That is not going to be a good rock. That's a blue cap. What about this guy? 5122 mass, also going to be a blue cap. Pineapple says, I find that I can't stay in the green with a Stampede, also at 8K. Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, yeah, like you start getting up around 70, you know, 75, 7,600, you know, is going to be kind of, you're starting to get there, right? Where you can't really, when it gets into 8,000s, it's very difficult, like you said, to hold it in the green. That's the real thing, right? I agree with that 1,000%. That's you know, that's the real caveat with that right there. Is, you know, there's a shelf that holding it in the green becomes impossible. You know, there's a couple in a row that don't want to give me any scan results. That happens from time to time. There's some more Q types right there. It look like a single rock. M type, and I will look at this one too. Another M type. So right over here was a Q type. We'll just kind of keep it out in front of us a little bit. Yep, right over there's at that 8,000. It's just a single Q type. We'll keep moving towards it. Infinite Reach Ministry says, can you get another Prospector to clean up the lower percentage rocks? You always can. Yeah, I mean, lots of times there are many times when the lower percentage rocks are one thing, but there are lots of times Infinite that there are called what we like to call tailings, which, let's say you find a rock with 50 some SCU, right? Then you break the rock, the first guy takes the 32 SCU, and the second person grabs the tailings or whatever's left. But we do that a lot. We do. We definitely do that a lot. So, you know, in the organization, for sure. You know, kind of help each other on tailings and that type of a thing. Murloc says, my record with the Prospector is 8.4K. You just want to back off before it breaks open. Yeah, you have to kind of blow that guy up into the red, Murloc. And then just, yeah, aim into the upper part of the green zone with the surge. Otherwise, the Stampede won't do it quickly enough. Yeah, in order to break those bigger ones, which I have broke bigger ones, it's a dangerous thing. It's not something I necessarily recommend, right? It's one of those things where you really do have to, like I was forced to kind of pop it up into the lower red. Like I wanted to, I got into the red as low as I possibly could. It's a P-type there. You know, but, you know, I mean, just like a sliver or like maybe 5% in the red, and I was able, then as it fell out into the green, it was able to hang on long enough. So, yeah, you know, there's definitely an art form using the surges and the Stampedes for big rock cracking. You know, you really got to know your stuff on your decay levels and kind of what eye candy you're setting in the UI for you to fire that second surge is. Because that's where all the magic is, in that second surge, for sure. Pineapple says, it's okay if I get into the red, I just run. Yeah, that's definitely, judgment's the better part of valor when that happens. I agree with that 100%. That's awesome. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, I'm not getting a scan result here. Let's just double check. Yeah, I'm in. All right, so that guy's not being groovy. What about this guy? P-type. What about this guy? P-type. All right. We'll keep moving in this direction and keep looking around. Murloc says, yeah, it's far from easy. It has squeezed some curse words out of me. Yes, absolutely. You know, some of those out of fear and some of those out of frustration, I'm sure. You know, that's what's funny about that. I can really appreciate that for sure. You know, I'll tell you, it seems like my neighbor maybe has stopped mowing their lawn, so I might open up this window here. I think I might here in just a sec. All right. I don't do this often, but I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna pop my headphones off. I'll be back in 10 seconds. All right, I'm back. Yeah, just my neighbors were mowing their lawn and it was so loud earlier, which is fine. I mean, it was just like I didn't want you guys to hear that. So off we go. Kind of focus down here. We'll keep on cruising. We're looking around for Q types. There's a P type. Chris Bates says, "Where's your sub count now, V?" I don't know. I think last I looked, it was like at 1,030, which is great. I haven't looked in a little while, so I think I've seen a few new faces today. So I hope that you guys are liking and subbing for sure. I hope that you like what you hear. That's, I guess, really the most important thing. If I haven't earned it, then that's fine. But if I have, and you guys like mining content, or like, you know, kind of coming and asking your questions about Star Citizen, and you know, in particular, you know, the mining stuff, please do like and sub for sure. Matt says, after it's broke, Pineapple, you'd want to be careful about breaking the others. Agree with that 100%. That's a really good point, Mass. Young Smooth says, seems like all the refinery screens. Yeah, I think the refinery screens are still black, you guys. I hadn't heard that they'd fixed that yet. P-type. Kind of moving it along here. P-type cluster. Definitely seen a few there. What do we have here? This guy's not giving me anything. What about this guy? Q-type. All right, we'll head right over to this Q-type. Looks like there's a few rocks there as well, so we'll just kind of head on over this way and take a look at what we got. So I seen the chat jumping here. Doe says, Vulture is for sale. Think it's a good buy for revenue. Oh, the Vulture. I mean, the one thing I will say, I don't know that, you know, they don't have that stuff in the game right now, Doe. So right now, I mean, obviously the Vulture, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to, you know, your entry, it very well could turn out to be the Prospector of the salvage world. So, very, 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 you know, potentially a good ship to pick up for sure. You know, 25 minutes to Drake, Infinite Reach. Yeah, it's getting exciting, isn't it? Belios says, "Oh, cool. I want to pick up the Dragonfly. My goals are modest." Fair enough. There's nothing wrong with that, Belios. I can appreciate that. Mastodon says, haha, yes, if you break into red, there's a rock to scoop, it'll destroy those. Yes, it will, for sure. So this looks like it's a couple rocks up here. We're going to kind of cruise in here and try not to run into them. Which is exactly why we don't fly right at them. This is going to be a 2%er, right? Yep. That's a blue cap for sure. Going to be better, but probably not great. Maybe. Let's just take a look. All right, starting to get some scan results now. An 8%er, yep, certainly not what we're looking for. So, but you got to keep it honest and take a look at them, right? You don't know until you kind of, and there are many times I get surprised by that as well. So, Massive entry ship for salvage is the Reclaimer. No, the entry ship for salvage is actually, yeah, that's funny, Merler. Oh, maybe that's tongue in cheek. Is definitely the Vulture. You know, that's so funny. You probably meant that tongue-in-cheek. Nate says the Vulture has the Prospector and the Buck for loners. Oh, man. Totally worth picking up. Yeah, the Buck is a sneaky fun ship to fly around in, too. I like the thing. It's a bit of a tin can with a lot of firepower on there. Infinite Reese says, I love the floodlights on the Reclaimer. Yeah, the Reclaimer. That thing is... I don't know if you guys have been in a Reclaimer lately. Holy mackerel, is that thing a beast. That thing is crazy. It's a 4631. This could be a decent rock. It's a single. Kind of keep flying in here and looking at it. I don't want to fly right at it. Alright, we're starting to get into the distance. Current range is, you know... So let's take a look here. Yeah, that's his problem. This is definitely a mineable rock. Now this won't be this will not be a unicorn for sure, but this is a rock you really need to mine. I mean, when you come out here. Let's take a look at the mass on this guy. It is a 4631, and it is at 34%. So we'll do a 34%. This rock is going to be in like the 27, 28 range, I think, around there. Let's take a look. It actually is 31 SCU, so not bad. I mean, you know, a little more than I thought, which is great, obviously. We'll go ahead and pivot this way a little bit. Oh, Murloc says, I meant that jokingly. I kind of figured that, Murloc, for sure. Bellio says, my adventure plan for today, set out for New Babbage on the Dragonfly, head for the lake. Yeah, that's exactly right, man. You know, it's a beautiful weekend. First time ever I flew the Reclaimer was on last IAE. It took me 20 to 30 minutes just to get off Microtech. I had to be in VTOL almost the whole time. Yeah, that thing, it takes... That is definitely one of those ones where you want to be, you know, you want to start out in space if you can. Oh, that ship. Geesley says, Zen mining nectar. Yes, sir. That's awesome. I love that. That's great. Hey, look at this. I'm drifting, you guys. No. No drift. All right. Let's see if I fixed it. I think I did. All right. Up we go. 31 SCU to be had out of this guy. Not quite a unicorn in this guy, but, you know, hopefully she'll break at least reasonably clean. And then we'll... do what we need to do. Now, we are in optimal range. She's definitely kind of being grumpy here. This is a rock we will not have any problem breaking. Murloc says, can't wait for like 30k mass rocks where you need gadgets in the Orion. Oh, my stars. That is awesome. Yeah, the Orion. How crazy is it going to be to take the Orion through a belt? You know what I mean? And just chew up all the rocks. Alex says, what's your opinion on quant mining since the release of 3.17.1? Well, Alex, at first when 3.17.1 dropped, you know, or 3.17 dropped, I mean, people were sad. They thought the scanning was a little whack, and it was because they were used to different scanning mechanics. Now that we've gotten used to the scanning mechanics, I mean, obviously, there's a few things that need to get cleaned up. They need to get the mole fixed, the extraction part of the mole. And they also need to get the refinery screens, you know, working again, and a few other things. But on the whole, the mining's been good. I've made pretty good money, you know, mining for sure. So on the whole, I think mining's been okay. But there are definitely a few things that need a little bit of work. Infinite says, you'll need a Gemini waiting for you in orbit after you clear atmosphere with the Reclaimer. Yes, that's true. I mean, that's a silly, that was a silly lag spike there. No problem. We'll just kind of send her right back up. Yeah, you need a Reclaimer to kind of meet you in lower atmosphere. That's awesome. Funny. Infinite. Merlick says, I didn't realize that I said 30k. Sorry if I summoned something. No, you're just fine, sir. Don't worry about it. Andreas says, hey, everyone. Hey, Andreas. How are you today? Nice to see you, sir. That is awesome. All right. So hopefully this guy broke... Yeah, all right. Couple of pieces with nothing in it. That's always a good sign. That's a 74%er. There's a 67%er. This is going to have a little bit in it. 5%. Yikes. And this will have some in it as well. Probably a pretty good 41. And what about this guy back here? So none and none on those guys, right? None there and none there. So it's basically breaking down these four, and none of them are pure. And that's okay. No big deal. Let's just go ahead and get to it. Andreas says, just rolled out of bed. Have to leave the house. I'll keep the stream open. No, see y'all in a bit. Thank you, Andreas, for keeping the stream open. Bellio says, take care, Andreas. Alex Track says, I heard Had Night is a bit more profitable versus Quant. Just deciding whether it's better to focus. You know what? Try them both out, Alex. I mean, I don't know that Hadanite is more profitable than Quant. You know, that being said, I think both the loops are incredibly enjoyable, and I think both of them deserve you giving it a little bit of a shot and seeing which one you enjoy. I prefer Quantanium mining over rock mining, but I love rock mining. I just love Quantanium mining just a little bit more. But rock mining is incredibly fun. It's a super great game loop, and if you enjoy doing it, do that. Infinite says, take the 74. It will do. Pineapple's raising the question there. Hey, Pineapple. Looks like he's waving high. Murlork says, hey, I would say it's pretty equal. Filling the rock takes time. Yes. And one thing, I was talking to Starstreams one day, and he made a really excellent point. You know, all the time that you're waiting for the refiner to go and that type of thing, you're just going and selling, right? You're kind of getting an instant payout with Hadanite. So you don't have to take time hauling it later or waiting for refining. So there are some, you know, it may not necessarily seem like right off the bat, it may seem like, well, Quantanium mining is you make way more. But if you start really adding up your time that it takes to do the refining and hauling and that kind of stuff, it does start getting kind of on more of a closer plane than what people would think. I do think myself, Quantanium mining is slightly more profitable over time than but rock mining. But it's in no way, I love rock mining. I would in no way say, oh well, you know, like you unequivocally make better money this way or that way. I always encourage people to do what they enjoy. I mean, you know, for sure too. All right, this guy's gonna get broke. All right, that's number 2. Murlork says, is there no way to find a cluster that fills a rock? You need to fly around. Yeah, you definitely need to fly around for sure. This is that 5%er. Guess I will break it, but yuck. Yes, I will break it, but yuck. Stars. Come back down to earth here. Andreas says, Hadanite's more profitable per piece, but you get way more Quantanium solo in a shorter time. Fair enough. Stone Dog says, 2 times focus mods worth getting for the Prospector. It really is up to you, Stone. I mean, I just run a Lancet and a couple of brands and an FLTR-XL. Now, right now, I'm not running the FLTR-XL because the FLTR-XL, I think, has been causing this issue with not being able to scoop Quantanium. But until I might be proven wrong, and at some point I'll put it back on. That's definitely just a matter of choice. If you're learning to Quantanium mine, though, I think having a Lancet and Brants on board is the way that you want to begin. And then you can kind of go from there. But there's nothing wrong with focus modules or a VAUXE3s or, you know, any of those. It's just kind of what you like or what you get used to, and, you know, how you want to approach it. Some people approach it trying to go as fast and as as quickly as they can. I'm a little bit more methodical in that capacity. Mark Rolls, welcome to the channel, Mark. Not a name I recognize. Mark says, I would say if you have a limited time to play each day, Quantanium will be more profitable at the end. I don't disagree with that, Mark. I think you're absolutely right. By the way, Mark, welcome to the channel for sure. Tina says, Rock is an instant payout and slightly different loop than the Prospector. Has a 1+ day payout loop. I agree with that. You know, so we'll go ahead and kill that laser and let it fall out. Oh, yeah, that's just fine. It was just at the very end, and we didn't get it. So I was kind of focusing on the. There goes something or another. Anyways, something flew by the screen there for a second. I wasn't sure what it was. Starstream says, "Hey, Starstreams, how are you? We were just your ears might be burning. We were just chatting about rock mining, and of course, when we chat about rock mining, your name comes up quite often. So Infinite Reach says it's like barracuda fishing compared to trout fishing. It's what you like." I agree with that 100%. I think the most important thing for you to do is do what you enjoy, but absolutely try Quantanium mining and absolutely try rock mining. And if you like one more than the other, do that. Do the thing that's the fun. You know, do the fun. You know, do the thing that you enjoy. So everybody say hello to Starstreams, you guys. He is, does sneak in from time to time to say hi, and I sneak in from time to time on his chat to say hi, and yeah, welcome aboard, Streams. It's nice to see you, sir. How's your Saturday going? All right, so a lot of junk in this one, a lot of junk in the trunk up here. Holy mackerel, this did not break up clean, you guys. And we'll come back to some of those for sure. We're looking at this for sure. The Rock Strikes Back, great vid with your daughter, by the way. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Christian Dahan, welcome to the channel, Christian. How are you? Nice to see you. Ah, sneaky. Yeah, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Christian Dahan says Kuala Local. I'm not sure, Christian, if you can maybe re-ask your question. I'll see if I can get, help get an answer for you. And we're going to end up taking this 89, so might as well just grab it now on our way through. We knew that this wasn't going to be a 100% clean go of it. That's 99% nothing. Hopefully this has got something in it. Beautiful right there. Hello, men. Sorry. Hello, Christian. Welcome to the channel. Starstream says, all good, putting up fencing. How are the rocks cracking today? They're cracking just lovely. We got ourselves a unicorn on our first run out, and we're not going to get a unicorn this time, but we are going to get, probably in the upper 20s, and that's, a couple of nice runs out to the Halo, and we love it. So they're cracking just lovely. They sound crunchalicious too when they go. So Christian says, thanks, man. That's awesome. Very game. So yeah, you guys, this is a pretty good run out here so far. We're just crossing 26 SCU, 27 SCU, and some change there. We're going to kind of look around and just make sure. Now we're going to kind of take a look at the kind of lesser percentage stuff and bring that on board. There's nothing there. There is a 20%er there. There's nothing there. That's a 13%er there. There's nothing there. That one there isn't, and there's a 29%er there. So let's start with this 29%er. This is going to get us over 28 SCU. Very nice, and pushing 29. Almost, nope, we ended up being a 28.83 SCU. That is a very respectable single rock. We will go ahead and spool this quantum drive, and we will get headed out for sure. Murlork says, during rock mining, you don't have to think of what you're extracting, just get all the gems. I find that enjoyable, and I can really appreciate that, Murlork. You're absolutely right. When you find hadanite, when you crack that open, it's just hadanite crystals you're picking up. Love that, for sure. Stone Dog says, quant mining reminds me of the countless hours I mined in Eve. You know what, Stone Dog? I agree. I mean, there is kind of an element to it of the way that it was, in different games, and I think that that's excellent point. Christian's laughing a little bit. Tina says, it has been proven to mention ROC mining too much. At Starstreams, we'll find you. Yes, exactly. We said the magic words, and Starstreams appeared. That's so funny, Tina. Belios LOL that. Starstream, of course, chuckled at that. Murlor says, if you say rock 3 times to the mirror, it's exactly right. It's like if you put on the hadanite slippers and click your heels 3 times, you'll wind up on Starstream's Valkyrie, I think is the way that it works. That's hilarious. Love it, chat. That's so funny, you guys. So one of the things I have been saying, to you guys, and I will continue to say it a little bit more than I have in the past. If you do like the channel, do like and sub, and do give it hit the notification bell, and certainly do that for Starstreams as well. If you like Starstreams channel, when you're on there, give the guy give him a smash his like button, click his notification bell, join him on his stream. It's a really very relaxed stream, and you can learn a tremendous amount about the game. And that's really what it's all about, just kind of everybody getting together, having a laugh. And Drake today, Geesley, Drake Day is today. And so, actually, I think it's probably Drake Day now. If not, it's going to be incredibly soon. 7 minutes, maybe, is Drake Day, if I'm not mistaken. Crossing our fingers for a couple of different Drake ships. Your chat is as bonkers as mine. Sometimes, Star, it does get there a little bit. It's great, though. I mean, we've had a lot of laughs today, and I've enjoyed it. I've wiped the tears out of my eyes one time, for sure. Pineapple says, run a Cutlass Black, run an ROC, buy a Prospector, buy an 890 jump game loop. Boom. There you go. Love it. Super chill, relaxing, yes, absolutely. It's just a great day today. I think it is. I think it's Saturday. People are just kind of happy, and I am happy along with them, and it's just a beautiful day today for sure. So, I've got some, I do have some yard work planned later today. I think starts on something. You were working on a fence. I definitely have some lawn work to do later on today. So, obviously trying to make the most of it now. A little bit of mowing, potentially throwing out some topsoil, doing a little seeding. That's probably in my future this afternoon. Alex says, now all we need is Space Shorts versus Starstream's merch. Quant. Yeah. Quant and Had. Brothers. Yeah. You know, that's hilarious. What's the H name for coffee, right? Had night and we got to think of that. Alex says, Bellio says about 7 minutes to start. Yeah, hey you guys, that's gonna. Feefer says, I don't know why I'm super excited for the space forklift. The Drake Mule is awesome, you guys. I love that thing. I like how tiny it is. It can fit, you know, in the same places as ROCs. It doesn't seem like that. Chris Bates says, hey, 07 Star, good to see you. Nice, you know, I mean, obviously a salute there. Merler says, 890 jump is just a hangar bay that costs 32 million. Yeah, it is. It is its own hangar bay. That thing is its own command center. And Yoshi Kimi is asking an excellent question. Is Yoshi, first of all, welcome to the channel. You know, not a name I recognize, and I try to remember all the names as best I can. Yoshi, I don't remember you being on the channel before, so thank you. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for your question. Is the mining with the mole still broken? The answer to the question is yes, it is. The extraction laser is not working yet for the mole, so yeah, that's something you'll definitely want to go prospecting if you want to do Quantanium mining for sure, Yosi. Pineapple says, what country are you in, Star? I'm in Kent. Starstream says, I love the mule. Think of all the community events you could do with them. Yeah, exactly. Bellio says, I got the Prospector and then bought a Taurus and then a Phoenix and then an Andromeda. I may have a Connie problem. I think you have a Connie problem, Bellios. I put a word in there for you. Yossi says, thanks. Murloc says, mining, not just extracting, sadly, which is the crucial part. Yeah. Starstream, right now, I'm in Glastonbury, Somerset. Oh, awesome. Murloc says, oh no, I did not want to. And Young Smooth. Yeah, Young Smooth. That's funny. Alex Check says, got to atmosphere test the mule, see if you can drop it like a rock. Yes. The funny thing, what Alex is saying is hilarious. You can drop rocks and you can drop certain ships. Gray Cat buggies can kind of, you know, and actually I think some of the bikes now, because they, you know, they can be dropped as well out of the back of, say, like a C2, and they'll land on their feet at range. Now, tanks, not so much. Don't do that with tanks. They go boom when they hit the ground, but there are lots of other things that don't. That's for sure. So we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a post-flight here, and I will go ahead and turn off these engines, and we'll kind of. Pineapple says, nice star. Geesley says, can't wait to get my mule into a Valk. Haven't been this excited for a box mission in a minute. Fair enough, Geesley. I love that idea. Drax says, Hadanite and the Harvey Wallbanger. There you go. I like that one, Drax. That's a. By the way, I like that. I like that drink too. So that would be okay with me. I mean, I don't do a ton of drinking, but a couple of those, I you know, that's okay. Stone Dog says, Glastonbury. Damn, around my old stomping grounds. That's awesome. So we're gonna go put this Prospector in the, you know, store it, and then we're gonna run down to the refinery and throw this stuff in the hopper. Stone Dog says, Paulette, Bridgewater, Burnham. Ah, right in that area. Bellio says, Starstream's at next jump town. I expect to see mules swarming all over the place, like harvesters on Tiberium Field. Dakota, how are you, Dakota? Nice to see you. How are you doing today? Happy Saturday. Crystal says, love the podcast, mate. Looking forward to more episodes. Crystal, that's awesome. I'm glad you like the podcast. The podcast is something that I know it doesn't have a lot of visuals, you know, kind of, you know, maybe a rolling set of screenshots, but I do think that there's a lot of good information in the podcast, and we're going to do a lot more episodes in the future, I hope. I definitely hope. And it's really something nice that you can kind of just throw the headphones on if you're out doing some work in the yard or something, and give it a listen if you're looking for some kind of a distraction. But I really appreciate that, Crystal. Takata says, can I get help? Yesterday I had 2.5 mil, today I have 50K. How can I get my money back? Takata, how did you lose your money? If you just logged in and it was gone, sometimes jump in server groups like the AU or Aussie server or the EU server can help with that. You know, also a character reset sometimes can help with that, Takata. Just how did that happen? Tina Peterson says, next to Broken Down Castle on Southern Zealand, Denmark. Hey! Denmark, beautiful. Geesley says, by the way, enjoying the shorts as well. Thank you so much, Geesley. You know, I definitely need to do more shorts. It's interesting because, like, I shoot in 1440p. Of course, I stream in 1080. The shorts are in that weird reverse resolution, so I don't do as many shorts as I should because I have to monkey around with resolutions. I need to get better, a little slicker at that stuff. Although I had this week off and I spent a lot of time working with Audition and a lot of time Adobe Audition and a lot of time working with Adobe Premiere. So I am going to get better, you guys. I definitely worked hard at it this week. You'd be proud of me. I put in some time thinking of you guys so I could do a better job with my content. TJ says, Bromsgrove, Worcestershire in the house. Nicely done, TJ. Nice to see you, by the way. Hope that you're having a lovely Saturday. Bellio says money is there, just invisible. Multiple logs clear the bug. Ah, money is there, just invisible. Multiple logins clear the bug. So that's a tip right there for you, Dak. I hope that that's one that you find will work for you. We're going to go ahead and refine this Quantanium now. We're going to go ahead and throw this in a dynamic solvenation, get quote, and off we go. Confirm. All right, beautiful. We are... Dakota says, at Tina Priscina, why do I kill my user folder? Oh, that can help, as well for sometimes things like that. It helps rebuild things in the game, Dakota. I don't know, just log in today and I don't see my money. Yeah, people have been reporting that, Dakota. I thought that they said they patched that. I think if you log into the different server types, maybe change your eye color a bit, try that stuff before a character reset. You should have your money, for sure. So, yeah, go ahead and try those things, Dakota, and see how it goes. I probably should check my food. I'm in pretty good shape. Awesome, you guys. Well, that's 2 beautiful runs. 2 runs out to the air in Halo. One of them was a full 32 SCU. The other one was a 28 SCU and some change. So really, really good runs out. I think I will head over to Lyria for the 3rd run today. And we'll just kind of keep it real. So a little bit of Aaron Halo mining, a little bit of Lyria mining, and we're going to kind of keep it there. Tucker O'Donnell, welcome to the channel, Tucker. Heyo, new to the channel, been playing the game for 3 years now, and have a wonderful Saturday. Thank you, Tucker. Thanks for joining us on the channel. Appreciate that. Glad to see you've come on board a little, to chat about Star Citizen and hanging out with us. Tina Peterson says that Dakota, it resets some settings in the game info as well. Yeasley says, transitioning from FCP to Premiere Pro has been a challenge. Adobe isn't that intuitive to me. Yeasley, it's going to take me a little bit of time, too. I've been using Wondershare, and Wondershare is very user-friendly. It's really simple, though. I mean, it probably doesn't have nearly the powerful editing tools that I want. And really, with Audition, I wanted to kind of do my voiceovers better. But I learned a lot about that stuff, but it's also going to take me a little while to get my hands around Premiere Pro. I'm going to keep working at it. I spent a lot of time working at it this week, but I did get the hang of the basics, and I know if I just keep putting, putting my mind into it, keep drilling down on it, it will become a little easier, and we'll go from there. And I'll seek whatever help I need for sure. I've been doing, that stuff for a while. I want to up my game a little bit, so it's one of those things where I've got to kind of embrace the tools. And so, Pineapple says, I lost 4 mil last week, all my mining profits. Oh, no, Pineapple. Tina Peterson says, Lyria, oh my god, I'll get the score out then. Oh, Lyria. Starstream says, I used to use Wondershare, very, very good. Switch to DaVinci Resolve. That's the other one, Star, I've been thinking about looking at was DaVinci Resolve, and maybe I should have looked at that one before I actually invested into the Adobe stuff. But, I was thinking, it seems like the Adobe stuff is kind of, I don't know, the industry standard, so if I was going to learn it again, I should learn it there. But I should maybe look at DaVinci Resolve as well. I mean, sometimes they just have cooler transitions or little things that you can see or learn about. Being familiar with all of them is probably not a bad idea. Fefer says, went to buy the forklift, ended up buying a Kraken privateer. Feefers! What have you done? Feefers, you guys, let's give Feefers a round of applause. Feefers, Kraken privateer right there. I love to hear that. What on earth have you done? That is fantastic. Kraken privateer. Wow, that's a very big CCU chain up from the I hope you bought. Did you get lifetime insurance? Did you buy the mule first? I mean, did you? That's awesome, Feepers. Kraken privateer. I can't believe that. That's fun. The Kraken is going to be such an important ship for, as kind of your rolling base of operations. Tina Peterson's like, yeah, that's where I'm at too. Oh, I love it, you guys. Well, beautiful Saturday, you guys. It's absolutely been two wonderful Quantanium runs so far. We're definitely going to head over to Lyria and see if we can't match our efforts. I have a couple of wave shifts on board just in case we do run into something that's a little larger than the mining laser can handle. And I will say, you know, as I kind of climb up in here, never a bad idea to double check that you have everything that you want to take with you when you go. Yep, a couple of wave shifts are great. I think I probably will just throw one on my back as well in the utility section here. This is kind of equip one. All right, just in case we do need it. Obviously, heading out to the Halo, the biggest rock you're going to run into is 5122, but going over to Lyria could be a different situation altogether. T. Danny, hey, how are you? Yes, very beautiful. T. Danny, nice to see you today. Welcome to the channel. Tucker Dennis says, reminds me of my Spartan Deliberator jump. I can appreciate that's what I'm saying. That's a healthy jump. You jump from the mule ICCU chained up to the Kraken Privateer. Yeah, that's a healthy jump too, Tucker, for sure. Chris Bates says, gives T. Danny a salute there. T. Danny says, what modules you got on? T. Danny, I am going so vanilla, you're going to laugh at this. I've got Brant. I know. I normally run with an FLTR-XL and a Brant. But and a couple of brands, but right now the FLTR-XL I think might be causing a little bit of a snag or dagger do. I don't know. Ever since I had a snag with scooping Quantanium a couple times in a row, and ever since I've taken off the FLTR-XL, I haven't had the problem. But it remains to be seen. The minute I see the problem again, I'm going to put that thing back on it. But that's what I like to use. Derek M says, have enough armor, LOL. I have the Aerial Grey Cat. This is the industrial armor. So yeah, I love having my armor on. But you make a good point, Derek. At some point, you're not going to be able to have all this armor on and be in cockpit seats and that kind of thing. Big old backpacks, kind of leaning forward, grabbing your sticks. They're not going to allow that stuff at some point, Derek, for sure. And then T-Dan's having a laugh there for sure. Guys, welcome aboard. Some of you who are a lot of new faces. Please do like and sub. Happy to have you guys aboard and kind of communicating and contributing to the channel. It's super great. Beautiful Saturday, just a little Quantanium mining, it's great. Just a lovely day. A couple of soft white clouds out there floating in the blue, in the blue, and just having just such a good time today with you guys. It's great. So, all right, so off to Lyria we go. We did a couple runs in the air in Halo, both very successful, Uni and high upper 20s, and we will shoot over here to Lyria to see if we can't keep the stream honest, and at least do a little bit of the surface mining and a little bit of the air and Halo mining, and I like to do that. Thank you, Astromech. Astromech says I liked and subbed. I really do appreciate that, Astromech. That's awesome. Thank you, sir. Tina says I had a 7K mass 50% of rock half an hour ago when I was playing. Was crazy. Yeah, that is you get a 49.9 or something like that on board. 3,500 of that. So that's, oh my stars. That is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rock right there for sure. A-Tech says, me too. Thank you, A-Tech. I appreciate that. Jeff Wolf says, have you ever mined HURL3? Jeff Wolf, I mined the heck out of HURL3. Thiefers, are you kidding me? But Jeff, I mined the heck out of HURL3 for sure. That's when I was based off of CRUL1. I love HURL3. Christoph Silverova says, again, I did end up buying the Hercules C2 during this week. Stupid expert. The C2 is awesome. Thiefers, listen, thank you so much. That's so wonderful. All this is going to go back into the channel, I promise. You've been trying to get it since it was announced. Forgot it was going to be available. Got super lucky. I was watching your channel. It's good luck, seriously. Though, thanks for the good vibes and enjoyable content. Thiefers, thank you so much. It means a ton to me. I'll tell you guys a quick story, just so you know. When I was a kid, I was a musician, and I play guitar. I played guitar my whole life. I've been playing guitar since I was a little kid. Loved playing. The Dreamer is asking, by the way, is rock mining good? Rock mining is fantastic, The Dreamer. Go rock mining. You'll love it. If you like space games, if you like going on planet surfaces, going through atmosphere, landing ships down, backing rock, four-wheelers off of ships and breaking down rocks and pulling in gems, you will love rock mining. Trust me. Derek M says, do you feel like they nerf moons and planets for quant deposits? I feel like they only get good quant rocks at L3 locations. Derek, I think that people have been talking about that. That's the meta a little bit. I haven't come to a definitive conclusion about that myself yet. So kind of getting back to my story, and this is Feefers, this is for you. It's kind of the reason I'm going to tell this story, based on what you're saying. So, when I played, my favorite band is Pink Floyd growing up. I also liked Radiohead. I like those types of bands, that kind of have some emotion. They're moody, and I wrote a lot of music that was along that line, but I realized at some point when I was older, after I'd retired and had a family and I was doing computer programming, not programming, but computer support, network stuff, software engineering stuff, I realized that, people on a Saturday night, there's already been a Pink Floyd. Okay, they love those guys. They don't want to come out they just want to come out and drink a beer and forget their troubles or whatever. So it's one of those things, like when I come out and mine every day, I'm so happy to be mining in Star Citizen. I want people to just kind of, when they come to the channel, I want it to be kind of where they can kind of forget that, they got stuff going on and like Sublime, love it. You know what I mean? Yeah, anyways, I definitely will try to do the channel in as most upbeat as I can. I want people to come and and leave the channel feeling a little better, then at least that's my goal. I know it seems maybe a little corny or whatever, but I definitely want to try and put as much joy into this as possible because I am truly enjoying myself, honestly. So, well, we don't need the mining laser out here for sure, so this is a different setup, right? We are going to turn up our velocity meter, but we're going to actually open up this guy. We're actually going to do a 360 scan here. And now we're going to close in our focus, and all we're doing here is we're looking for more than one rock, right? And more than one rock, it means that, and there it is, right there, right off the bat, bingo, bango. T. Danny, love the hype. T. Danny, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. You guys, every bit of this money is going right back into the channel. That is so awesome that you guys did that. Look at this, you guys. Beautiful luck right off the bat. Come down on Lyria. Right there, we can see a cluster right off the bat. Now, that doesn't mean there's anything in this to mine, but you know what? It's a beautiful day. Thank you so much, T. Danny. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate all of you. Andreas, you're the other day, you, Tina, you guys, thank you so much. I mean, it's very kind of you. And I really enjoy doing this. So, it's a beautiful thing, to be able to take some of that revenue. I'll put it right back into the channel just to do better for you guys. So that is fantastic. All right, so we found a cluster here. I'm super excited about this, you guys. Right off the bat, that's the power of this new scanning mechanics. Just like any day of fishing, sometimes you throw the lines out. Now, there's no guarantee that you're going to have something to mine here, right? But sometimes you throw the lines out. You don't see, you don't catch them right away. This looks like it's going to be a halfway decent rock. It's a 30-30, 30-20. And so we hope to have a little bit better than that, but it could turn out to be a working man's cluster as well. Bellio says, nice, dude. My first concert ever, Pink Floyd, LA Coliseum, 15th of April, 1988. Oh, my gosh. Bellios, I was in your neck of the woods at, I would like to say, Anaheim Stadium, California. That year, I seen David Bowie, my first concert. David Bowie on the Glass Spider Tour. Susie and the Banshees opened up. Unbelievable concert. Literally, I'll be careful. I mean, that was such an awesome experience. I mean, I love David Bowie. And, yeah, that was a good time. I really enjoyed myself. Anaheim, California, I think it was 1988. David Bowie was on the Glass Spider Tour and Susie and the Banshees opened up. Your neck of the woods for sure. Love that concert. I did catch Pink Floyd in 1995. They played Dark Side of the Moon at just a 14%er here. They played Dark Side of the Moon, the entire Dark Side of the Moon. It was at the Pontiac Silverdome. Absolutely loved it. Literally will bring a tear to my eye. 93,000 people singing "Wish You Were Here" is kind of etched in my brain as one of the most awesome moments, just to kind of have been a part of. So this is not a ton, you guys. This is 20. This is going to be 6. This is 2, 4, 6. This is only about 12 SCU. We're going to, I'll probably fly on from this one, unfortunately. I don't see another one really I can match it with. There is this other 14%er. Oh, there is another 20%er there, though. Oh, but that's... What size is that? That's a 6820. So let's think about this. This is going to be interesting, right? I'd have to crack this guy. I don't know. That is 20 times 6. So 20, 40. So 2 times 6 is 12, 24 SE. Between the two, I could squeeze it out, I suppose. I mean, let's start with just cracking this rock. That's a big rock right there. It's a 6699. Let's throw a wave shift on this guy and see if we can break it to begin with. Let's just start there. Drax says, you people talking about concerts make me feel old. Tina Peters says, my only concert was Michael Jackson on his birthday in Copenhagen. Well, hey, man, nothing wrong with that. Michael Jackson would have been a great concert. I mean, Timmel says, hey, new to the game. I'm wondering how to transport Quantanium. I keep blowing up because it's unstable. So you have a timer, Timmel. You have to get it back to... You have to take it back to a refinery and then store the ship before the timer goes off. So if you watch the channel here, I'll be taking some Quantanium back to the refinery, and hopefully I'll do a good job at demonstrating. Bellio says, nice, Tina, saw him once. Great show. Bad album tour. Fair enough. T. Danny says, went to Eminem's show one time. Was amazing. I could appreciate that for sure. As a Michigander, you know, obviously we love the fact that we get to claim Eminem. You know, he's obviously Eminem is Eminem. So what can you say? I mean, incredible talent, and certainly has brought a lot to Detroit. Jack K says transport. Fair enough. Crystal says AC/DC would have to do the best show I've ever. Yeah, AC/DC would be a great show. I mean, how could they not be? All right, don't have the gear down yet. Let's set the gear down here. We're going to go throw a wave shift on this guy and see if we can break down this guy. Let's scooch up pretty close. We're going to set this guy down nice and easy. Alrighty, and I'll go ahead and turn off the engines. Dark says, was fortunate enough to see my favorite Ramstein. Fair enough. Love it, Darkside, for sure. Tina Peterson says, crack all the rocks before you begin scooping. Scoop all the major quant rocks and then go for the station without ramming it. Tina, was that you? Were you? Tina, throwing a little... Oh, my stars. No, you're absolutely right. Do fly to the station pack without crashing into it. Don't do what V does occasionally. Like, at least 1 out of 99 times I crash into the station. Jack Hayes says, damn, I didn't think you'd read my comment. I'm a troll. Jack Hayes, you know what? I read everybody's comments. I will Anchorman. Hello, I'm from Australia. I will Anchorman all day long, man. You got to be careful. A lot of times people trick me into saying, like, hey, everybody, like and sub, because I just kind of Anchorman read what's going on. Oh, it's so funny. All right, on that thing goes right there. No problem, Jack. Jack says, hello, I'm from Australia. Yeah, we get a lot of... we're blessed with a lot of Aussies, Jack, who come here, for sure. I'm glad to see you aboard. Stone Dog says, only concert I've been to his last 30 years is the Dead South. I have really gotten into those guys lately, Stone Dog. I do like the Dead South a lot. They redid I think it's a System of the Down song, and I really thought they did a great job with that. I was watching that the other day, and I do like the Dead South a lot. They're great. Crystal says, Aussie, 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 nice. Tina says, did I say that out loud? Yes, you did, Tina. That's hilarious, and that's just fine. Drax says, we know those NPCs all lined up in the station are just emergency response when you see them running full tilt. Yes, that's exactly right. Whenever I come back in the area, they definitely want to break out the emergency response teams. What device is it that you put on there? Tim, well, that's an excellent question. What I put on there was a wave shift. So the one that I used was a wave shift. Now, the one wave shift may not be enough to crack this rock. We'll have to see. It may be, too, because it's only a 20%er. But we're going to kind of see. Jack Hay says, is this VR? It's not VR, Jack. Currently, I'm just playing in 1440p. All right, so let's get out the mining laser. And we're just going to see what we get here. You know, it's going to be hard to say If it gets down to like a 0.5, it's a 0.8 resistance. So we may not have enough. We may have enough. We'll have to see here. You know, I may have to put a second wave shift on there in order to break this guy. And I've had to do that before. We'll just kind of see if it will build energy into it at all. The first thing to do is always give it about a 30 seconds or 40 seconds type of thing and see just what's going to happen, right? Because it looks like it's just falling out of there. Tucker O'Donnell says, worked at the Uprise Fest, lots of Christian rock bands with my family, including Skillet Dream concert is probably My Chemical Romance. They did a reunion tour. That's awesome, Tucker. MT says, what station did you buy the wave shift? I tried CRUL1, but the shop is bugged on every other server I go. I believe you can pick up wave shifts at Area 18 at Dumpers Depot, MT. If I'm not mistaken, they're at Dumpers Depot, Area 18, I think. Maybe that's the Bormaxes. But it seems like I had some wave shifts left over, so I don't know. I can't honestly say that I went and bought those ones. But anyways, yeah, try the Dumpers Depots. That's probably a place where you'd want to, you know, at least give it a try and see if that's they work for you. Jack Hayes says, okay. Chris Bates says, no booms today. Trying not to, Chris. A-Tech says, I will sleep a bit. Thanks for the timepiece. A-Tech, thanks for coming aboard today. I really appreciate your time. You know, definitely like and sub and come on back for sure. Would love to have you back. NT says, okay, great, thanks. Yeah. T Daddy says, I bought today from Area 18. So there you go. It is Area 18. And you can see we're not getting much of a charge level here, you guys. I'm going to kind of keep letting it build, though. Let's see if it falls back out. If it does, I'll go stick a second wave shift on here. We are building a little charge level now. It's just one of those things. It takes a little while sometimes for things to kind of take place on server ticks, I've noticed. And so it's, you know, and then notice it said scanning, now it's falling back out of it again. So it's interesting. We're going to kind of keep on it a little bit, and let's just see if it will eventually build the energy in there. Youngsman says Tanner and Sons. Oh, Tammany and Sons on Hurston has the wave shifts as well. So that's another place where you could try for sure. Bruce Font, nice to see you. Welcome to the channel. How many wave shifts can you put on a rock? Well, as many as you want, Bruce, but you got to be careful because they cost 20,000, and you won't necessarily be able to recover them all. Sometimes you can recover them, and sometimes you can't, but you can stick as many as you want on there. It looks like I'm going to be heading out to stick a second one on here for sure. So, just you know, not to, you know, just we'll drop the gear and go right back down and go stick a second one on here. And we'll try and recover them both as well. All right, we're down. Let's go ahead and I'll throw another one, and we'll go out there and put a second one on there because I do want to crack this rock. And boy, there's some really kind of interesting stuff in the sky there. Dakota says did not help with the user folder. Now he says never mind. Does that never mind mean that you got your money back, sir? I hope so. And I put a second wave shift on my back, and we'll head out there and throw a second wave shift on there and see if we can't get this rock cracked. And afterwards, we will try and recollect, even if we can come out and get one. I mean, it does save. But, you know, and then I do have a second rock to break, I believe, as well. So this is the epitome of a working man's cluster here today. We are definitely working. So, kind of put it on the same face if I can. Like it. All right, let's take a look here. Another wave shift on there. Ooh, yeah. Got her to 83 or so. No, that's... Mess around with the axial a little bit. 78. Nope. 67. Okay, hold on. Looks like 82. Go grab this field range again. Got an 84 there, propagation. 85. Alright, field range again. 84, 85. We're trying to work it a little bit. 84, 86. All right, so 86. Very close, 86. Still trying to work this guy a little bit. Not quite there, you guys. Just want to keep working it. Very close. I'm going to just reset it a little bit and let's see if we can get it a little better. There we go. Boom, 92. So yeah, sometimes like if you're getting real close but it won't go, just kind of shake it up a little bit. That helps. Dakota says, I didn't get anything. It's okay. I will collect again 2 mil. Does it give that much money? I want to get into mining but don't know what to do. Well, you know what, Adrian, thank you for coming to the channel. Of course, mining is very profitable, but it does take a little time to get started. There's lots and lots of videos on my channel about, you know, kind of mining and the different types of loops and that type of thing. So definitely ask any questions you have, Adrian. I would probably start out, you know, probably working towards renting an ROC and a Cuddy Black and doing a little ROC mining. The other thing is you could rent a Prospector at some point, but all those are going to take a little bit of time, like as maybe you do some box missions and maybe some other types of missions to make the money to do that type of thing. One full Prospector load is around $250,000. That's exactly right. So yep, you about, you know, it's around $250,000 if you get a full load of Prospector. Jojo says, anyone know about the cargo box hack? Does it still work? Make one and I think you can actually, Jojo, I think you can actually buy the boxes, right? I don't even know that you need to hack them anymore type of thing, unless there's some other trick that you're mentioning that I'm not 100% sure about. So let's see what the resistance is now on this guy. It's gotten down to 0.5. I still don't know if that's going to be low enough, but let's just see how we do with the second wave shift on there. So it does look like it's holding up in there a little bit. That's a better sign. Let's just kind of keep the laser on it for a little while. We got 2 wave shifts on this guy, and we'd like to break it for sure. Teeter Peterson says, Jojo, do the box to stuff things into? Yeah, it's a great question. Loosen up the laser head here. It does look like we could probably build energy into this guy for sure. So we're just going to keep doing that. Just kind of run it around the rock a little bit and see how we do. I do wish I had a bore max with me. It looks like it almost totally fell out there, which is not necessarily a good sign, but we're just going to keep the laser on this guy and see what happens. Tina Peterson says, boss, if it won't crack, let me know. I'll bring some help. Yeah, may need you to do that. We'll have to see here. Young Smooth says, how you get the jiggled laser? Oh, you just hit G. If you hit G on the laser, it will then open it up like gimbal. And that's how you loosen up the laser head, Young Smooth, for sure. And it's nice to have done that way, too, for sure. So it's starting to build up. Look, you guys, there's a little bit of charge level. It started going up there. So maybe we'll get lucky here. Let's just kind of keep pouring energy into it, and let's see if it will build. Chris Bay says this one's going to be stubborn. It is, Chris. You're right. Belio says G to move the mining laser head. That's absolutely correct. I think that, though, considering we've got this much energy into it, I do believe that we can eventually do it. It just is going to take time to kind of keep building base energy and kind of falling down a little bit, and we'll keep after it here. Click G for jiggle. That's a good way to remember it, Drac. That's absolutely right, you know. G for jiggle. I like that. That's fantastic. So we threw a couple of wave shifts on this big 100-pounder. We're definitely hoping to, you know, with the 0.5 resistance that we can actually get this guy cracked. I don't want to throw a third wave shift on there if I can avoid it. We're about 45%, maybe 50%. It is jumping up there slowly, though. I am beginning to feel like if we just kind of keep on this guy, eventually we'll get there. Young Smooth says, when I hit G, it brings up a focus circle. Yeah, you have to hit it a couple of times to loosen up the laser head, Young. You hit G and then hit G again, and eventually the laser head will loosen up. And the laser has to be on as well. Yep, you have to have it open and on at that time. I agree with that 100%. So yeah, you guys, if you like the mining content, you know, I just get reminded from time to time in DMs, please do like and sub. You know, do reach out and click that notification bell and come sub around and chat with us. We've had some wonderful chats today. Really, I've had, you know, and I can't thank you enough, wonderful donations as well. I really appreciate those. JM says, I can hit the rock with coconut if that will. That's, yeah, I might get out and have you kind of start smashing your coconuts on that thing, Jay. That might help some. Youngsu says, okay, got it. Chris Bay says, maybe punching it with your fist would help. Yes, it might help more. I agree with that. To go ahead and do that. That's really funny. But we are getting there, you guys, and so we just got to keep on it. Keep patient. Deck Tarn says that's a lot of effort just for that 20%. You know what, Deck? You're absolutely right. I could have flown off. There's a couple of rocks here. You know, this one was the bigger of the two. And the funny thing is, I might end up having to crack both these rocks to get a unicorn out of this. So you're absolutely right, Deck. I could have flown off, but you know what? I have this kind of rule. It's an old superstition about flying away from Quantanium. That's there. That the mining gods will curse you a little bit. So. You're right. It's a lot of effort, but you know what? And I probably wouldn't recommend this level of effort probably for other folks, but for the, you know, it's always good. It's a good teaching moment as well. So there's some value in it at least. It looks like it's definitely trying to fall out of there a little bit. T Dana says ram it with the ship. Yeah, there you go. Belia says peep the size of the rock. Dectar. Yeah, it is. It's a big rock. Landvar, how are you? Great stream as always. Any thoughts on the upcoming expansion? I love the Expanse. I love, Deck Tarn says, I would have flown off. Fair enough, Deck. That's, you know what? I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying. And there are times when I will fly off as well, you know. But so far, I've put a couple of wave shifts on this guy now, so I'm invested. So we'll have to just see how it goes, right? You'll need to find a crack point. Yeah, the whole crack point thing, I don't know about, you know, type of thing. I've never had too much luck with that myself. But, you know, I'll definitely look around on the rock to see if I can find spots that are hotter than others. The thing is, I know if I put the third one on there, you know, then it probably will crack for sure. But then I've got $60,000 worth of AUEC worth of, you know, things that I need to recover down there. Let's do some articulating and see if we get lucky. I'm going to back up a little bit. We'll just kind of roll on this guy. This is another thing you can do. It's called an agitation. Let's see if we can agitate our way with it a little bit. Look for an interconnected glowy, look orange line. Okay, we'll do. We'll go here and look over that. It looks like, I think it's what you're saying. It's like that right there is like a crack line, maybe. Intersection. Or if I had a surge, you guys, of course, I would use a surge. But I don't. I just don't have that particular kit. And I can just put a third wave shift on this guy. It's not a big deal. I was hoping not to have to do that, but you know, it's all for posterity and fun. This whole bit of cracking. We have Unicorn running the Halo, another high 20s run in the Halo. Was coming over here to Lyria, just found a cluster right away, but we've ended up having to spend a little bit of time on this cluster because we have a stubborn 6,600 pound rock that I put 2 wave shifts on, and it won't crack. So that's just kind of, I'm going to give it a little bit more time and see what it does. It's probably going to fall out again, but it does seem to be building energy into it a little bit. Does the surge module work on all lasers? Everything but the Arbor. Belios says, well, gotta go make some breakfast smoothies and off to check the Drake. Belios, thank you for joining today. That was awesome. Great conversation. And, of course, loved having you aboard. And, you know, Belios, just so you guys know, one time made a suggestion for QuantCalc, which is our app that we have in the Google Play Store. And it got implemented. So, I know Belios is... you know, one of those members that we definitely appreciated some input on and took his advice. Jay says, I promise you my bomber will crack that thing. Yeah, fair enough. Well, you know what, you guys, here's what I'll do. Just to kind of accelerate this. Oops, let me go ahead and spoon this guy back up. We will go ahead. Let me turn on some lights a little bit. Let me kind of get a little perspective. We'll drop the gear. We'll back away. And I will go stick a third wave shift on this guy. And it will be no problem. We'll go ahead and just crack it after we do that. So I'll rotate these. I'll turn off the engines. And we'll go through throw a third one on there and be done with this. It will go down to a very crackable percentage. So we'll equip this guy as well. And hopefully we can recover these, but let this be a lesson to you once you get invested, right? Raphael, nice to see you, Raphael. Chris Bates says CD needs a... Hey! Landvar says, I found that the less sparks coming off the impact site seem to help build the energy a little more. Don't know for sure. That's something to keep an eye on. I love things like that, for sure. Let's go ahead and we'll just kind of get this guy out. Let me just see if I see my other ones that I put on there. Do I even see those guys? That's what's weird. Ah, there they are. I was like, that's strange. Where are they? All right. What did I... Oh, I dropped it. That was silly of me. We'll grab it again. What? Oh no, I dropped it again. Did it fall through the planet that time too? Oh no. Here, I'll go get my other one. That was silly of me. That was on me. Very risky 60K. You know what? We have lots of, this is always for science and posterity, T. Danny. You're right. I'm not teaching anybody, how to make the most of their profit here. Now it's 80K. You know what I mean? And this isn't something that I recommend you guys do at all. But, now that I've kind of gotten invested into it, I'm definitely going to do that. Yeah, the scale of those rocks are enormous. T. Danny says, oh, Lord. Yeah, obviously not the most profitable run here, but that's okay, I mean, you got to embrace kind of the game the way that it is and kind of have some fun with it. So, definitely didn't want that to happen, but I'm not, not worried about it. More than anything, cracking the rock is, things, just want to get her done. All right, so we'll put this third one on here, and we will see if we can't get this guy finished. Now that's weird. I'm not getting a readout at all on the. Oh, I am. Okay. All right, 71 there. I have a 71 there. All right, well, we got that one activated as well. Chill stream, not a profit stream. Fair enough, Crystal. We do a little bit of both. We definitely make plenty of money, so throwing a few wave shifts on this guy probably isn't the most efficient thing to do, but we're gonna see this rock broke. And so either way, we'll see this rock broke. Jojo says it's all good. Good to show us how to do mining. Thanks for showing. Yeah, that's what I like to do, Jojo, for sure. It's just kind of it's a teachable moment. Now, like I said, I wouldn't recommend you guys throwing 3 wave shifts on a rock and out here mining. I don't think it's not a profitable thing to do. But that being said, it's still kind of fun. We're just gonna have a little fun with it, and we'll see the resistance come down. Now it's the 0.3. And hopefully, we'll build a charge into the sky and get it done. We must crack it. Yes, we must crack it. Exactly. Derek says, I personally would have skipped the rock that big with the Prospector. Derek, I mostly do too. I mean, it's only a 6,600 pounder, so I thought like a wave shift would help in this particular case. And so, yeah, I mean, normally around 65, I mean, I definitely have flown past a lot of 6,600 pounders before. Of course, before the mining gadgets, every time, with the 5,900 being the cap or whatever. Crystal says, I just want to see a break. And we're going to break this one for sure, one way or another. I think Tina's also on her way with the Prospector, so either way, we're cracking this rock, even if it takes two, takes 2 Prospectors to get it done. I would have thought for sure, though, I mean, like with 3 wave shifts on this thing, that this would, this should be an easy break. And it's that last balance pass they did with these. They're just not as good as they were kind of during the testing, and that's fine. I'm just mentioning it. Crystal says, reason when I'm solo, I just mine the Halo. Lyria, yes. Oh, yeah. And Crystal, I've done the last probably 30, out of the last 20 or 30 runs, I've done 25 of them in the Halo. So I thought, heading over to Lyria would be, something, just kind of a change of pace for everybody. So Tina's on her way, and the good news is, Tina, it looks like she's starting to kind of give up the ghost here too. So when you're over here, we can crack 3 rocks, and you can drive away with a nice bit of it as well. Crystal says, I've never duo mined. This will be informative. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate that. I'm glad that it is going to be informative. This rock looks like it's going to crack for sure. It's starting to build up now. We did get the... you do have to wait. There seems to be, like, when you put the mining gadgets on there, like a server tick or 2 before everything kind of starts coming together. Like, I definitely noticed that. Looks like we're starting to get up into the optimal. And absolutely beautiful. And I was just kind of looking at a friend's chat. He was trying to see if he could get on. There was a big kind of a cryptocurrency thing this morning with the Luna 2 launching, and I was just kind of curious if he bought into it or not. I watched it a little bit. It's not really my thing, but I just thought it was interesting to hype around it. Yeah, it's definitely wanting to be grumpy here, but this one's gonna crack. It's it will. There, she's starting to shoot up a little more. Never duo mine. Yeah, you can put as many of those on there as you want. And honestly, the rented Prospector is going to be more of your jam. The rented Prospector is going to be definitely... Oh, and as far as dual mining, yeah, we do a lot of dual mining in the org. As you can imagine. There's lots of times where we help each other out, and if you have, really, it's the best way. I mean, if it's faster to have two people than it is one in many cases. You know, because both of you can look around, and then if you happen to find a cluster, you can help each other crack it real quick. And we'll chew through these 3 rocks fairly quickly together once Tina gets here. T-Daddy says, I have $2 on Luna. Fair enough. That's awesome. Pineapple says, talking to cryptocurrencies, audiovisual equipment trade still working. Oh, yeah. No, it's not, Pineapple. They did patch that for sure. They did. They patched that. Hey, it's finally getting up in the green, you guys. Looking forward. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, and of course, Tina's on her way, but it did jump up into the green there for a second, and it will continue. We definitely would have gotten this guy for sure. Absolutely beautiful. Queen T has started QQT to my location. That's great. And there's 3 rocks here. A couple of 20%ers and another one. You know, so a lot of, you know, nothing here is going to break very cleanly. It's going to be a heck of a pick over a lot of different stuff. Awesome. Let's kind of get this guy up in the... It'd be awesome if he'd get up into the green. He was in the green the one time, so I know it will happen again. And Tina's getting close, too, so either way, this is getting cracked. There we go. Up into the green again. We'll leave it. I'm not going to drop it down. It's going to fall out on its own a bunch. But we're hoping that it will not drop down too much. And it will eventually push up in there. Drex says, going to get this rock even if we have to jump out and hit him with hammers. That's exactly right. And you can see this was going to crack. Tina's almost here. I can definitely see. This one would definitely have cracked. I mean, obviously with the 3 wave shifts on there. Probably a single bore max and a wave shift would have been a better choice for 2. Definitely is a grumpy rock, though. This one did not want to give up the ghost here. You can see it's fallen out a bunch. We'd have to stay working at it for quite a long time. Tina's almost here, though, and what a grumpy rock. And I just heard Tina fire it up, so even a 25% laser, Tina, will solve our problems. Alrighty, so we're finally getting through this guy. And I think if I were to do this, you can see there's Tina's laser right there. So this guy's going to break out pretty easy. This dual mining is something you can see how big the optimum window becomes. The optimal window becomes huge. You really can kind of just sit back and relax, and one person stays at a 0%, the other person will normally control. So I'm going to back away kind of slowly here. Kick a light on for a second. That's going to have nothing in it, that big boy. This one here, not bad. This is probably going to have, yeah, half that rock is the good stuff. This will have nothing in it. This will have nothing in it. So just a couple rocks to break really down there. That one there. That has nothing in it. Oh, okay. So that one has nothing. That one has nothing. That one has nothing. And that one has nothing. All broken this one rock? That seems kind of weird. I don't know that that's the case. Because that's only 14 SCU in this rock, if that's the case. Oh, pick up those wave shifts. That's a good point. Tina, turn off your light for a second. They are down there. That's true. I need to do that. There's definitely one right there. I should definitely pick it up. You can see Tina's Prospector right up above. I'll go ahead and turn this off.
Engines off.
Yeah, definitely I want to pick up those as many as I can. Right, offset some of those losses. Alright, let's see if we can get this guy. There's one. That's weird. Grab it. Alright, can I store it now? Store it. Nice. Now, is there another one somewhere? Let's look. Well, that's at least 20,000. Don't see another one. Look at the green in that rock right there, though. That's pretty amazing. Never noticed that before. Well, at least we got one. We'll be happy with that, for sure. There's Tina sitting back there. We'll go ahead and get started. We're going to crack these 3 rocks, for sure. And let me do this. Give me just a second. Tina, if you are on the Discord, I am going to invite you into the channel. Give me just a sec. Let me do that. Grab this Discord here. And look at you to see if you're anywhere in Discord. Let's see if I see you. Let me just go to the... Nope, not there. Go here. And Tina, you're set as a stream guest, so you should be able to come up and jump into the Space Shorts channel with me and see if you can. And then I'll share my screen. Star Citizen there, so you can actually you can actually look at it. Do you hear me? Hey, how are you?
Oh, sure.
What's that?
Yeah, I'll have to mute the stream because.
Yes, if you'll have to mute the stream. You'll want to mute the stream, and what you'll want to do is just I'm actually sharing my screen in Discord. You'll probably want to watch that instead, and that way, you know, like or at least it'll be more real time for you in there. So yeah, that's a smart thing for us to do is just that, right? Is for us to kind of get into a spot where we can communicate more. So it only looked like it was the one here, Tina, that had anything in it. It was this guy.
Yeah, I'm at a 20.3 percenter right now. Tracking it.
As far as the other big rocks?
Yep.
Oh, let me turn around and look at which one you're at. Oh, hey. And you're cracking down that 20.3 over there? Okay, no problem. And there is one other rock. Be careful with that one. There is one more rock that had a pretty decent percentage in it as well. Yeah, there's one with 14 as well. I mean, that's not great by any stretch of the imagination. I think that's kind of it, though. So interesting, we just have to break this one rock, so we'll go ahead and break it for sure. T-Dan says, maybe under the rock. Good question. Pineapple says, quick question. Is the green zone width directly relative to stability? It is relative to stability. Yes, absolutely. And of course, the more instability you face, the more difficult it can be to break these rocks, you know, so it'll swing wildly kind of in and out of the optimal for sure. So half this rock is Quantanium, but that's it. It seemed like there should have been a little more in this guy to me. And you can see having the two, you know, I mean, look at the instability, it's 0.12 with the two lancets on there. It really is a beautiful mining when you have somebody to come, you know, throw an extra laser on there and just kind of one person does the articulation, one person stays kind of lower in the percentages, unless it's a big rock, and then you guys work together to crack it. Kind of the rule of thumb for that is you both go 100 and then drop back to 75 or 50 when it first gets into the green. So, alright, so let's go ahead and I guess we'll go crack, you know, let's crack up this, the one you were on. Do we need to break more pieces of it?
Oh, I didn't look at it. I just broke it. It was 20%.
Yeah. Okay. We'll break this 14%er down too, because both of us should be able to get a little bit. And it's good. I think the chat enjoys watching, having a couple different. Is that a Brandt module? That's exactly what it is, a Brandt module. Here, let's just kind of give you guys some visuals. Tina, I'm just gonna I'm gonna low percent this guy if you don't mind doing the cracking. I thought the chat might enjoy kind of out of the. Kind of a third person view. Yeah, so this is I have a couple in here. Of course, you can see that, you know, I've got my laser on a low percentage, and Tina's got hers on a higher percentage because she's the one doing kind of the articulating here. But this is kind of what it looks like with a couple prospectors going at a rock for sure. And it's duo prospecting is so much fun. Oh, Tina, I thought you were the one. Here, I'll do it then.
I was about to say I came as a support ship. I didn't bring my modules.
No worries whatsoever. I appreciate you even coming. This is a big mass rock here, so if you wouldn't mind, yeah, well, I didn't realize it was a 7,000 mass, so I wasn't being much help anyways, just kind of doing the out-of-body experience like Track said. I should have been helping. So once it gets into the green, just roll back 50.
Copy.
So at least there's a little bit of mass here in this rock. Great screenshot. It was a nice screenshot for sure. All right, now we want to roll back 50.
I'm at 12.
Oh. Yeah, take her up to about 35 or so.
34.
Perfect. Jojo says, have you done any gem mining? Absolutely have done hand mining, have done ROC mining for gems. Love, love, love that type of stuff. So let's go ahead and go here, and let me see if I can get a screenshot as it breaks. Beautiful. All right, let's see how we do here. There's this one with 6% in it. That's yucky. That's got nothing. That's got nothing. The old 6%er. You see one over there?
Yeah, on this side we have a 56.
56%er? Alright, I'll come over your way and take a look. And I'm kind of close, trying not to be too close. But a lot of that is buried, isn't it? Here, I'll help you with the extra laser. Roll her back, turn it off. There you go. Nicely done. Where are good places for gem mining for us beginners? Aberdeen. Aberdeen and Daymar are the two places you're going to want to look for hadanite. That's the best place to go ROC mining. If you're going hand mining, you know, of course, Daymar has caves, or you know, different places have caves. But you know, if you got the ROC JoJo, Aberdeen is going to be the place you're going to want to go. Now, remember, you're going to need a Pembroke suit to go. Aberdeen is very hot, so you do want a Pembroke suit on when you do there. Daymar's can be a little more forgiving. I mean, it's hot, it's warm there, but not as warm, so you can get away with different armor there. Oh my stars. Well, the one that popped out of the bottom of there is just not a great one. There's a 95%er in there, though. All right, so I'm going to sneak over and let's break up these other ones, and then we'll just kind of do some scooping and see how we do. Jojo says, awesome, thank you. Derek says, Ariel. All right, there's a pretty decent rock, a 503 at 50%. We'll break that guy down. Fired a Brant there. Beautiful. Absolutely lovely day today. Have had a wonderful stream. You know, did really good in the air in Halo. Of course, came to Lyria. It's been a touch slower here. Had a kind of a stingy rock. You know, had a big mass. We finally did get it broke. And it's really going to be kind of a cleanup here. There's really, you know, there's these three rocks. None of them have really good percentages in them. And so we're just kind of figuring out what's left to kind of clean up here, and really that looks like it. I don't know that there might be one more down in there. Oh yeah, that guy there, that's a 7. Yep, we'll get this guy broke up. Brant module works for other lasers though, right? Yeah, absolutely. Everything except the Arbor. The Arbor is going to be something that it doesn't work for sure. Alright, in we go. Definitely being a touch more stingy than normal. I'm kind of getting a little closer. T. Danny says, good. Take it back up to 23 there. Alright, we gotta pick over all this mess, though, and find the best possible things we can find, eh? Alright, well, we'll go to extraction mode and see what we do here, because this is going to be an interesting run here. So we've got a big 328. That's a half. Whoa, that's too bad. That's don't want to pick that one up right off the bat. Nothing there. We're looking for anything that might be up. Take a look around and see if you see any hundos at all. Nothing there. Ooh, boy, we broke up a lot of just yucky stuff here. Well, there's a hundo. We'll grab that. Do you prefer the C2 or the Connie T for cargo transport? Like them both. Absolutely, Derek. The Connie Taurus is my favorite. Quantanium hauler right now. If I lose a C2 worth of Quantanium hauling, oh my stars, I'd cry. And so that's kind of the thing I always suffer with that part of it, is you're hauling so much value at one time, it's scary. So you're a little more insulated. I also think that the Connie Taurus is a little bit more of a gunboat. But don't get me wrong, the C2 is a great ship. I mean, you know, the C2, every person who does any kind of trading or anything should probably have a C2 in their fleet as well. And so I know there's a big 44%er there. There's an 87. We will grab that. It's a 359. It's a yellow down there. Let's see where you're at exactly. All right, I'm gonna fly underneath you a little bit.
That's just still a view.
All right, let's see what I can find over this way. We've got 5 SEU on board. Oh, my stars in heaven. Hey, there's a nice 100%er. This will start getting us closer to 10. What on earth? Get us at least a little over. Yep, there's 8.71, and we'll look around here a little more. There's another hundo. We'll take it. Derek says, I prefer the Connie for its cockpit view alone. Fair enough. The Connie's a really nice balance. I mean, 174 SCU, and then you get, then you do get, quite a bit of, it's a bit of a gunboat. Obviously the 2 size 5, 2 size 4s. Of course, the tractor beam is a lot of fun. Any joystick recommendations? Absolutely have some joystick recommendations. I have the T16000s, but I actually, about 6 months ago, I went with the NXT Gladiators. I believe that's what they're called. Let me just look. Yeah, NXT Premiums. Those I love. I absolutely love those sticks. Vibration NC, welcome to the channel. How are you today? 3 brands, what do they do new here? So if you look, they actually reduce the instability. So this particular thing that I'm mining is very unstable. And so it reduces the instability. So, all right, let me kind of sneak over back to this pile here. And I know there's I know that there's a big rock back there that had some in it. There was that 95%er. Let's go ahead and grab that. That's a nice rock, if I can find exactly where to grab it at. Right there. Perfect spot. Yeah, the VKBs, I just love them. I've had them. Just love them. They have really been... very durable, knock on wood. I've had nothing but good success with them. There's a 73%er. I'll grab that as well. There's one more down there, too. Just to see the tip off. There's one little spot there. If I can. May not even be anything in that guy. Oh, hold on, we're getting a scan. Oh, 68%. We'll take it. Gotta be one little. Trying to find one little spot where we can grab that. Doesn't look like we can get it. No problem. We're going to go back over here and grab that. Over here, there was that 50%er. We'll grab that guy. Tina, thank you so much for your hand with this. I really do so much appreciate it. And I will definitely include you on a ledger for this guy. Because it doesn't look like there's going to be a ton left to clean up after. So we're pulling this in. This is going to get us across 27 SCU. That was a working person's cluster for sure. Holy smokes. Nice vibration NC. Yeah, those are great. T. Danny says Area 18. Dane says, thank you, Danny. Tina Peterson says, dislike grain crashes. Oh, I didn't realize you crashed, Tina. Yikes. BL Man, SC is kind of broke at the moment. Missiles and torps won't restock. Missions won't give the drop beacon. The mole is broke. Yeah, there are. SC has definitely got some issues that they need to work on for sure. Vibration NC, I uploaded yesterday. Got 49%, 5122. We're 3040. Beautiful. T. Danny, nice. All right, you guys, let's kind of get out of here and get this back to the hopper. For sure. We're going to kind of... So you had a crash, Tina?
Yeah, it went tits up, so...
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
I'm going to send you a few space bucks when we... you know, for helping today. I appreciate that because it's nice. I mean, I ended up, it was over 3, talk about the ultimate working man's cluster. It was over 3 rocks having to get, you know, having to get that many.
But you ended up uni.
Yeah, well, not quite a uni, but not a bad run nonetheless. So there just wasn't good enough, you know, good enough choice in there to get a uni. But we did end up with a good run. T. Danny says, time to get some sleep, although it's 1 p.m. T. Danny, you know, I understand, you know, it's a holiday weekend, get some sleep. Hey, there's a guy right there. Hi, Cetra, how are you, sir? That is awesome. He found me. He's always like, looks to catch me on the stream, and he caught me. How are you, Redemption? Nice to see you, man. That's awesome. You found me for sure. It looked like an arrow maybe too he was in. So he's always kind of buzzing the tower and scared me. That was awesome. Loved it. Oh, you guys, good stream today for sure. Whiters, if mining wasn't a thing, what would you grind instead? Whiters, that's an excellent question. More than likely what I would do is probably air combat stuff. I probably would get my best Avenger 1 on. Now, I would be, of course, completely worse than anybody at that stuff, but that's what I would do. Vibration NC says, I've been crashing flying into Arc L1. Come out of warp at 9,000 km. The trick not to crash is have your mobile glass on until... Yeah, you know, I've crashed in there, Vibration NC, myself a few times. Kalanvar says, if missiles won't restock, unequip all the missiles, save the loadout, put them back on, and restock. It always works for me. That's a good idea. Redemption says, just patrolling the area. LOL. That's hilarious, sir. That is really funny. And what a tremendous stream today, you guys. 2 runs to the air in Halo. First one was a uni. Second one was very close. Third run out to Lyria. It wasn't quite as, you know, lucrative as we'd hoped, but that's okay. Appreciated. Queen came and bailed us out. Of course, Redemption came and also kind of kept an eye in the sky over. So beautiful Saturday today. I've really loved it. Yuki, welcome to the channel. Yuki 92 Matthias, welcome to the channel. What are you doing today on SC? I've been doing some mining, Quantanium mining specifically. You know, some of you new faces, please do like and subscribe if you like mining content on Star Citizen. We've been doing a ton of it today. Yuki says, oh, my quantum drive won't work. It's spoiling, but I'm pressing B. Don't work. So, Yuki, if you just recently replaced your quantum drive, you will have to turn the power on. So, for something like that, you have to go up in there. You have to click on menu. You have to go to, you have to go to power, and then you have to go to items, and then you have to find your quantum drive and turn it on. That's usually the reason why a quantum drive won't spool is because it doesn't have power. Give that a try, Yuki. Vibration says, are you on Twitch as well? No, Vibration, I do not stream on Twitch. I exclusively stream on YouTube. And so that's what I have been doing there. Santiago says, Twitch, question mark? No, I don't stream on Twitch, Santiago. Thank you for the question. I don't stream on Twitch. I haven't gotten that far yet. I really, you guys, the streaming has been something that's just kind of come on later in life. Like, I didn't expect to enjoy it this much, so I just kind of got started on YouTube, and I've stuck it out on YouTube so far, and it's been going really well. You know, I really enjoy streaming, and so At some point, I may jump over that way, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet. So I said, yeah, well, you know, a lot of new faces today. Please do like and sub, hit the notification bell. If you go back and look, we do lots of Quantanium mining. That's primarily what we do, but we do other things as well. And I'd like to do a lot of instructionals on Quantanium mining. Really good stuff on scanning mechanics as well. And so, yeah, I've appreciated everybody's time today for sure. And I think that you guys are starting to hear, you know, it is a holiday weekend here, and I know my wife has a great big list of things that she'd like me to do today besides Quantanium mining. So I'm going to run this into the hopper, and we are going to do our best sign off. So a couple of things while I'm landing this guy I'd like to mention, at least once in the stream, which I'll mention it today. We do have a really cool mining app. It's $1. It's in the Google Play Store. It will come to iOS sometime soon. It's something that we are still working on for iOS, but it does tell you quickly how much Quantanium is in, SCU of Quantanium is in a rock. You punch in a quick mass and a percentage, and it will tell you how much Quantanium is in a rock, and then you can actually add multiple rocks and do that kind of a thing. So it's really, really good. It's only $1, and it's on the Google Play Store, and we do recommend that you pick it up. We use it to just kind of offset the cost for our Discord and type of thing. Darkside says, Commander, thank you. Grants on 100. 104. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that we did hit that mark today. That's fantastic. Santiago says, great channel, loving it. Thank you, Santiago. I really appreciate that. Derek says, I was having some quantum spool bugs yesterday where it was spooling really slow. Server-based bug. I hope the servers it was back to normal. You know, that stuff happens, Derek, for sure. Whiter says, where can I find your referral code? I got some friends joining SC. It's right in the description of the... It's right down there. It's the star code here. I could probably even grab it too. This is my referral code right here. And please, anybody's welcome to use that. They do get a few extra space bucks when they sign up. If they use that referral code, and I, of course, really appreciate it. So today has been the most outstanding stream, you guys. I mean, we just had lots of fun, lots of good communications, had a couple of wonderful donations. I promise you, any of those donations that you guys make, it's going right back into the channel. And I've never asked for that stuff. I feel so blessed that some of you would do that. But this person right here, I owe an incredible thanks to Queen. Thank you so much today. I really do appreciate your time. So we're going to run this down to the. We're going to store this guy. We're going to run this down. We're going to do final numbers, and we'll kind of talk about what we made on the stream today, and go from there. So we did lose a couple of wave shifts just kind of monkeying around. Tina Peterson says, love this community. It's becoming a family. It really is a great, there's lots of faces that come all the time. We recognize you. Thank you for showing up. There's lots of new faces. They show up because you guys do like and sub. It's fantastic. It's just been, I don't know, it's just been super fun. So we're going to, like I said, we are going to do some final numbers here. We probably did better than 500,000 today, if I were to guess. But it's a little bit of a wild guess, so we'll have to see after we do final numbers. And Whiter says, can you download apps from the Play Store to a PC? I have an Apple phone, so I think you can. I think you can, Whiters. Do just exactly that. Jojo says, thank you for answering questions. Jojo, please come back and ask more questions. That's what this channel is all about. Helping new players, helping old players, having this collective where we discuss Star Citizen, we theory craft, we pontificate, we do all those things. Whiter says, I'd love to pick up QuantCalc. Whiter said, we'll come out for iOS too soon, but I do think you can do exactly what was being mentioned there, which is run it on there. So this was a full 28 SCU here. Let's go ahead and throw that on the Dynex Solvenation as well. We did 3 runs today. I would love to have done more, but of course, the world calls. Let me go ahead and get your final numbers, though, because it's important. We did a full uni 3040 plus we did 2738, boom, plus we did 2660. So that's our final yields times 88. So 2660 times 88 equals 200. No, it's got to be a little bit better than that. Hold on, 3040 plus 2738 plus 2660 plus, so 8438. 8438 times 88. 8438 times 88. For some reason, I keep hitting the... That's 742,000 space bucks. Now, I did have about 40,000 in losses for sure on the so about 700,000 today. So not too shabby, you guys. Not too shabby at all. So this is one of the things I like to do. Oh my gosh, I'm going to give you guys. So I really want to thank you all for coming out today, watching the stream. Really loved it. We're going to do more podcasts. We're going to be doing more tips and tricks. We're going to try and bring friends along like Tina as much as we can to help us. Tina's always so helpful. I truly appreciate it. Thank you all. I always learn as much from you as I could ever possibly teach. Have a lovely day. Enjoy your Saturday. The coffee was fantastic. The Quantanium was great, but the conversation truly made my day. Darkside, thank you so much. Jojo, good profit margin. Yep, 700,000 in a couple hours isn't too bad. Whiters, I'll check out how I can download it to PC and I'll buy it. I have to go. It was fun being here. Thank you, everybody. Please take care. Have a lovely Saturday, and I will see you all around the verse.